we all doing? Welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name is Key and we are live for West Ham. West Ham against Man United. Come on, the Hammers. Listen, we're not just live for West Ham against Man United. We're going to be doing one of the 7:30s as well. But I'm not entirely sure which one just yet. Possibly. Should we do Everton? Should we do Bournemouth-Everton? Maybe Bournemouth-Everton's the one we should do. So yeah, I'm going to have a little look and see. Bournemouth-Everton could be the right one to do. Maybe Tottenham-Newcastle. I don't know yet. We'll see. But good to see everyone. How's it going? I can see all the chat flying in already. We'll go through the lineup shortly because the lineups are in for West Ham and Manchester United. Where are we? Come on, there you go. Right, we're on. We're all good. Magnus, how's it going? We're winning today. No chance. No chance, sunshine. I'm telling you, it's a West Ham win today. It is a West Ham win. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. Evening Key, evening chat. How's it going, Oxford fan? Good to see you. Are we all ready for it? R. Mackenzie says Newcastle get beat 2-0 tonight. Yeah, let me know what you're thinking predictions-wise, by the way. Let me know what your predictions are for the games tonight. I want to hear your answers. I want to hear what you're thinking. But I think the West Ham v United game is obviously the one that we're doing, but there's obviously a lot of big games tonight. Chelsea against Leeds is a huge one. Wouldn't be a surprise at all if we saw Leeds maybe get a result at Stamford Bridge. They beat them earlier this season. So yeah, we'll have to see about Chelsea and Leeds. Tottenham Newcastle, obviously that's another big one, and then of course, what's the other one tonight? What's the other game tonight? Chelsea, Everton, Bournemouth. Of course it is Everton, Bournemouth. Yeah. So yeah, we'll be doing Everton, Bournemouth as well, or at least we'll keep an eye on all the games that are on tonight. Liam says, Key, all I'm going to say is Sunderland are beating Liverpool tomorrow 2-1. Behave yourself. Listen, you're getting all excited. We'll beat the Mackhams tomorrow. I'm telling you, Liverpool are going to win that one. We're going to win that one. Chris, how's it going? John says, do you think United have won today? No, I don't think so. I don't think that fella's shaving his head. I think it's going to get reset. I think it's going to get reset again. It's going to get reset back to zero. Yes, Key, on here now, keeping myself down. Not to jinx anything, but sensing goals tonight. Sensing goals? You think so? I hope so. Chris Slater, it's all good, how's you? I'm really good, mate, thank you. Yeah, very good. Very good. Connor says, big game in the National League North tonight. Which one? John says, to be fair, you did say the same thing for Spurs and Fulham. Maybe the other curse. I know, but to be fair, Fulham, you needed a last-minute winner, and Spurs, you needed a sending off. United haven't been that impressive in those last couple of games. 2-1 Man United, says Atiene Abel, and Liam says, no, we're winning tonight, Luke. How's it going? Right, hang on a second, let me get the old chat up. I want to get the chat up on the screen. For whatever reason, it hasn't come up on the screen, so I'll get the chat up so you can see your comments. And you can see that I'm picking them up. They're there on the screen right about. Now, there you go. Right, we've got our comments up. 3 stars says Chelsea to beat Leeds. Chelsea to beat Leeds, United to beat West Ham, and Newcastle to beat Spurs. Then Forest to beat Wolves. Oh, happy days tomorrow. Adam says for Liverpool to win against Sunderland, they'll need to use up all of their luck points. All of their luck. Listen, mate, the vast majority of our luck has been bad this season. We haven't had much luck. It's all been bad. Chris says, how many times can we get a haircut-related joke on Sky tonight? Yeah, they'll be cutting it fine. They'll have to trim that one down. Some of the commentary might be dubbed. You having it? No. Okay. Andy says, no chance Sunderland will beat tomorrow and Brighton will knock you out the FA Cup. Well, hey, we'll see. We'll see. Ross, you're genuinely so biased anytime I watch you. What do you mean I'm not so biased anytime I watch? It's not biased. It's not biased. I know what you're talking about. I'm not biased. There's no bias to say that I think Liverpool will win at Sunderland tomorrow. There's no bias to say that Man United have not been fantastic in the last couple of games. That doesn't necessarily mean that I didn't think United deserved to win those games, but I just don't think they were brilliant performance-wise. Sometimes you can win playing just okay. Sometimes you can win playing poorly. Sometimes you can lose playing well. That does happen. I think Liverpool lost playing decent, at least, against City, to be honest. I don't think we played poorly at all. But yeah, a lot of Liverpool fans seem to be... Not even a lot of. I don't even think a lot of. Just some Liverpool fans. Beaver Basher says, hi all, the haircut guy is making a mockery of our club. I want to smash West Ham so we don't hear from him again. Why? Hang on a minute. Are you one of them United fans who are really angry about the guy getting his haircut? Really? Why? Why are you so angry? Ross, you said Romero was never a red. No, I didn't, Ross. No, I didn't, mate. Again, you'd know this. I promise you'd know this if you hadn't seen only a little 30-second clip on that fan reaction channel. Because, and you can check this out for yourself, you can go to the live, the fan reaction channel clipped me up and literally just clipped, like cut that one bit where all it was, as soon as I looked at it, I said, oh, come on. I didn't say never a red, by the way. What I said was, this referee has given nothing to Spurs all game, and he hadn't up to that point. And then the first replay I saw of that, I said, whoa, yeah, it's a red card. That's a bad tackle. That's a red card. So I did not say at any point that Romero's was not a red card. Never, ever, ever did I say that. It was definitely a red card, but I was clipped up to show that it wasn't a red. Simon said, you literally said it wasn't a red, followed by I didn't see it. No, I didn't say it wasn't a red. Again, watch it back, Simon. Watch it back. I did not say it wasn't a red. What I said is, what is going on here? This ref is a nightmare. This ref, he's give nothing to Spurs. That's what I said. That's how I reacted. And then I saw the replay. I was like, I bet it's not even a red. Let's have a look. And we looked. Nah, it's definitely a red. It's definitely a red. Beaver Basher says, I'm not even angry about the haircut. It's the fact that the club are making jokes of it when he's basically saying we're so shit we can't win 5 games. Well, he's not saying that. He's not saying that. I think it's... I quite like him. I think he comes across as a really sincere and nice guy, that Frank. I think he's kind of hit the jackpot, hasn't he? He's hit the jackpot. He's won the lottery in effect, and he's got himself a massive following now. And yeah, best of luck to him. Best of luck. Ronaldo the GOAT. Why is my comment not showing? Your comment is showing, mate. Yeah, it showed. It's all good. Ryan, I'm wearing my West Ham jersey today. Good lad. Egyptonica says, Man U fans who hate the haircut guys are losers. He does it for fun. Absolute losers. You can either not care or cheer for him and your club when you win 5 in a row. Actual children. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. I have no idea why. What we saying? Sorry, Ross. The ref got most of the game spot on. I thought the first half an hour at the very least he gave nothing to Spurs. He gave absolutely nothing to Spurs. There was loads that he should have give. Kieran says you gave out about the ref when he gave the red and said he's biased and all that. Then said you didn't see the challenge. And the first replay, the very first replay I saw, I wasn't even talking about the challenge. I was saying the ref. He's given a red card here, and all game he's given nothing to Spurs. But I haven't even seen the challenge. I watched it back, literally the first replay. I was like, oh, that's a definite red card. That's a clear red card. He's defo took him out there. But they didn't show that bit. Why would they? Ross says, can we agree that the red card v Liverpool and City just shows how bad VAR is? No, I think it shows how bad football fans are. I think it shows how bad we are as fans. I genuinely don't think the issue there is VAR at all. The VAR are just doing... I feel like the referees have been given that much criticism. What we've actually got to is the referees going, all right, fine. If you want us to follow the rules, you give us the rules, we'll follow the rules. No problem. If you want to treat us like idiots, we'll behave like idiots. We'll follow the rules. That's it. No problem. There's not really an awful lot of, like... them showing not initiative, but kind of a lot of the rules are down to a lot of rules are subjective in football. Not all the rules are black and white, like binary. It either is or isn't. Like handballs, shirt pulls, for example. That stuff, there is an element of subjectivity to it. Offsides, they're yes or no, they're binary. But there's a lot of rules in football that are very much subjective. And I think referees get such a hard time of it. So, I mean, listen, I reacted maybe unfavourably to Craig Pawson in midweek. But I have actually, I would say I'm one of the biggest supporters of referees. Right, we're off. We're off and underway. I don't know why we've not got... Right, 1 second. Hang on. Beaverboxer says the United stand isn't the problem. United making jokes of it is. We're a mockery of a club. I think that's harsh. Jabba says, got to disagree. Refs are making the game about rules above the sport. And real life, cheers for that, mate. Thank you very much. Ryan, who's the ref for West Ham against Man United, Key? The ref against Manchester United is... Let's have a look. West Ham Man United is... Watch it be Craig Pawson now. Who is the ref? Simon Hooper. Fucking hell. To be honest, I don't think there's a single ref. There's not one, is there, in the whole stable of referees that we as fans, whoever you support, there's not a single referee where anyone goes, do you know what? He's all right, him. He's okay, him. Yeah, he's all right. Every single one you've got a bad story about. Oh, I hate him. He'll give us nothing. He gave us this decision 3 years ago. I genuinely think referees have such a bad rap and they can't really win. They cannot win. Right, Chelsea and Leeds is underway. Tottenham Newcastle is underway, and Everton Bournemouth is also underway. I'm gonna watch Everton Bournemouth for the first little bit. Julius, what game are you watching? I'm watching Everton Bournemouth for this first little bit. But I'll be flicking between Chelsea, Leeds and Tottenham, Newcastle as and when anything major happens. We'll flick between them for the first 45. And then we'll be watching West Ham against Man United at 15:15. So, yeah, that one kicks off in 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever it is. West Ham lineups are Hermanson in goal, Wan-Bissaka. Disasi makes his debut with Mavropanos at the centre of defence. Diouf at left-back. Bowen, Souček, Potts, and Somerville. Well, it's gonna be Fernandes, Potts, and Souček in the middle, isn't it? With Bowen, Somerville, and Tati Castellanos up front. Jabber says, if I know the ref's name, he's wretched. Hooper, Pawson, Atwell. Jabber says, I give Michael Oliver a tiny pass thanks to the final derby at Goodison. Yeah, it was a wrong in that one, wasn't it? Shocking decisions in that one. For Manchester United, it's Lamans in goal. It's Shaw, Martinez, Maguire and Dalot. Casemiro and Mainu sitting with Bruno Fernandes just ahead. And then it's Cunha off the left, Diallo off the right, and Mbeumo at centre forward. Or maybe Mbeumo and Cunha swapping. But yeah, it's in some way, shape or form that dynamic front three that United have. Bruno Fernandes will be in that number 10 position. Mainu and Casemiro sitting. It's going to be a difficult game for West Ham, but it's going to be a difficult game for United too. As we said earlier, Manchester United have only got 1 win in their last 5 away games. It's not a fantastic away record. West Ham have got 4 wins in their last 5, and the only defeat they got in that time was the Chelsea game, which I would say they were unfortunate to throw away in the end. So, yeah, time will tell. Time will tell. But we'll keep updated on all the other games that are going on tonight. Kieran says, if Dalot can keep Somerville quiet, then United wins. You think so? Okay. Ross, are Liverpool the worst champions ever? No, not even close, Ross. Have a look at Leicester, have a look at Chelsea, have a look at Man United in 2013 or whenever it was when United won it before with David Moyes. I mean, yeah, we're nowhere close to that. Nowhere close to that. We're about the same as where we were when Jurgen Klopp won it, to be honest. In fact, we're exactly the same. When Jurgen Klopp won it in 2020 around COVID, the year after, we were in exactly this position with exactly this. I think we're in 6th, 4 or 5 points off the top 4. Exactly the same position as we are now. So there's no difference. There's absolutely no difference between the Jurgen Klopp title winners and the Arne Slot title winners. The only difference is that we're going through a massive rebuild at the minute. And obviously our centre forward passed away in the summer. We've had our star signing breaking his leg and out for the season. We've had a centre back out for the season. We've had 2 right backs both out for the season. So yeah, we've only had bad luck this season, Liverpool, and everything just seems to, if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. But that said, we haven't played particularly well as well. So hopefully the summer will come and we'll make some changes. And till then, we just have to kind of muddle through and make top 4. But I don't think there was ever a chance of us being in the title race. Ross, those teams didn't spend 500 million to improve on form, though. They did. I mean, Arsenal spent more than Liverpool did. Again, I don't want to keep having this conversation. It feels like we have this conversation every single live, and it would just be so easy if people just checked. If people just checked and used Google, they'd be able to see. Right, TNT Sports 4, wasn't it, for Everton? Was it Everton, TNT Sports 4? Is that right? Chelsea Leeds. Where's Everton then? Oh, you have to red button it for Everton. Oh, the Ev aren't going to be happy. The Ev are not going to be happy. You've got to red button it for Everton. It's a yellow card for Chelsea. Gusto's just gone straight through Goodmanson there. Jabber says you're going to get a rant involving maths. Oh, Beaver, where are you up to? There's a massive difference, Key. You spent 500 million. It's not a massive rant involving maths. It really isn't. It's dead simple. It's dead simple. Arsenal spent more than Liverpool. That's it. That's it. I can watch my club on Peacock here. Quit bragging. Quit bragging. TNT Sports 5 via the red button for Everton. So go on, we'll watch a bit of Everton Bournemouth. Let's see how the Cherries are getting on. Come on, the Cherries. Come on, the Cherries. 3-star says, Key, Adam's message is not showing up in the chat. He's saying he's on a timeout. Can you check, please? No, he's not. He's there. I can see him. I can see him. Odds on a Chelsea red card tonight. I can see him. They're on the screen. Yeah, your messages aren't on a timeout. I can see him. G. Lawrence, Liverpool broke the record twice in one window. Yeah, that's not a denial. That's right. No one's denying that. What point are you trying to make? Beaver Basher says, okay, Arsenal spent more. What about Villa and United? Well, Villa and United didn't spend more. But yeah, Liverpool. They've not had their centre forward out for season with a broken leg and all the other bits and bobs we've had going on. And like I said, no one's saying Liverpool are blameless, but at the end of the day, if you consistently spend less than your rivals, which we have done, not just this summer, but last summer, consistently spend less than your rivals, you sell... This isn't even a pop at Arsenal. It's not a dig at or anyone. It's a dig at Liverpool's ownership. We haven't invested enough. We've consistently spent less than our rivals for years and years and years. And we sold 30% of a title-winning side last year, replaced them with kids... we thought we could rely on Joe Gomez at centre-back, despite a history of injury record showing that we couldn't. We replaced him with an 18-year-old, or replaced Jarrell Kwanzaa with an 18-year-old kid from Italy who got an ACL on his debut. Didn't then go and get a replacement in January. Alexander Isak out for the season. Trent's replacement, Jeremy Frimpong, out for the season. Conor Bradley is back up, out for the season. Didn't think to go and get a replacement right back either. So yeah, I just think Arne Slot's been sold downriver. He's been absolutely thrown under the bus, and certainly not blameless. Certainly not blameless. But the guy has been... He's had to deal with an awful lot this summer, or this year in general. Because it's not just injuries, it's bad injuries as well. It's really bad injuries. Brian, do you think you could go 5 minutes without involving Arsenal spending more than you? One has evidently improved and currently the best in Europe, and one spent $1 billion, and the other is going trophyless this season. Who spent $1 billion? Arsenal spent $1 billion. Liverpool haven't spent $1 billion. What are you talking about? Again, this would be so easy. I'd happily not mention it if people just came in and not spouting lies. If people come in spouting lies or are misinformed, then I'll tell them that's all it is. Joe, why do people keep making the same point at you every day? Well, yeah, that's just because there's a general misinformed. There's not really a consensus. It just feels a lot of people are misinformed on that particular thing. Beaver Basher, I have a different take. Go on, give it. Go for it. GTFC, you're doing Watchalong Sunday, Grimsby v Wolves. No, won't be doing Grimsby v Wolves, mate. We're going to be doing Oxford against Sunderland in the early one on Sunday. Brian, you clearly know I meant $500 million. How would I know you? How would I know what you meant? How would I know what you meant? You can't have a go, mate. If you type something, I'll read it as is. I have no idea what you. If you mean to type so, if it's like a word that you've misspelt, I usually read it correctly. But if you've left a full word out there, how am I meant to know what you mean? Beaver says Slot was going to play a back five. Gay fell through and messed the plan up. Frimpong isn't a fullback, and Kirkes would do well at wing back, in my opinion. He's never played a back five before, though. I mean, you might be right. You could be right, certainly, but he's never played a back five. He's always played with wingers. And we sold Luis Diaz and didn't replace him. This is what I mean. This is another big thing. We sell Luis Diaz, don't replace him. That's another example of him being sold down the river. Luke says, it seems to me a lot of Pool fans don't want to give Slot any credit for last season. That's true. Yeah, they don't. They absolutely don't. WikiP, according to Transfermarkt, last summer Liverpool spent 414.5, Arsenal spent 254.9. Yeah, and how much did they sell? How much did they sell? How much did they sell? That's the fact. How much did you invest in the playing squad? If you have to sell 100 quid's worth of stuff to buy 100 quid's worth of stuff, you've spent nothing. Brendan says zero ball knowledge key, not knowing he meant $500 million. I know, yeah, I'm not psychic. Sorry, Brian. I apologise, mate. I'm not psychic. Wiggy, net spend hype. Well, it's not really net spend hype. It's not net spend. How is it net spend hype? If you've got to sell 100 quid's worth of stuff to buy 100 quid's worth of stuff, that's common sense. You've not invested anything to get that 100 quid's worth of whatever it is. You've not invested anything. You've sold 100 quid's worth of stuff to get 100 quid's worth of stuff. You've broke even. You're fine. Arsenal have spent double what we have since Arteta's come in. Double. Aviator, are you still Slot in? Anybody who is Slot out after last night, I'll call it as it is. Anybody who is Slot out after last night is a moron. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but if you're thinking changing the manager does anything with Liverpool, you're a moron. And I'm not strong on a lot of things, but I'm strong on that one. That one, you're absolutely a fool if you want Arne Slot sacked. Does nothing to change the city. And again, we'll come back to this question over and over and over again. Ask any Liverpool fan at all. This is the way you catch him out. Ask them when they say, "I'm Arne Slot out." Okay. Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, no problem. So is it just maybe one signing, maybe one or two signings we need in the summer? You're generally happy with this squad? Yeah, generally happy with how things are. Keep the players we've got. I guarantee you, to a man, they'll all say, well, I mean, I still think we need like 5 or 6 new players in. Ah, right. So we need 5 or 6 new players, right? So it's not the manager then. It's actually, you need like half a new team, basically. Right, okay. Yeah, well, that doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Yeah. Madhouse, I'm a moron. Honestly, that's the way you catch him out. That is the way you catch him out. So I'd give Slot till next season if we get the defence and other players we need, and he F's up, he needs to go. Well, listen, if you get him even just a reasonable bunch of players that we can compete with, then I mean, we've got no right backs. We've got 0 right backs. Literally 0 right backs. And we've had 0 centre backs, basically, other than the 2 we've got. So we can't rotate. You can't rotate in midfield. Our record signing, how much further would Liverpool be with Isak in the side? How much further ahead in the table? You could argue 3 or 4 points, which means we'd probably be level on points with United, which means it wouldn't be that bad a season, actually. People would still be at least, well, that's all right. If you get top 4, you can live with that. You can live with that. Transitional year, you're making a load of changes to the team. It's inevitable. Mr. Poto says, big up fella, this sounds funny, but I hope Newcastle beat Spurs and West Ham beat us. It'd be absolutely comical to see Spurs relegated. Oh my God. You want West Ham to beat United? Just so Spurs go down? Wow, you must hate Spurs. Sebastian, thoughts on how Isak will fit in the team when he's back from injury, since Ekatiki's really good? I mean, Ekatiki is really good, but Isak's better. Yeah, Isak's better than Ekatiki. Very good player, but I think both will play, to be honest. I think we'll probably end up playing something of a 4-4-2. Aviator, he was given everything he wanted as well. No, he didn't. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Arne Slot doesn't sign any players. Arne Slot doesn't have a massive say in signing players or selling players. Arne Slot gets given a bunch of players to work with, which is completely different to Arteta, Guardiola, and Unai Emery for a start. Timbo, why have you not got the real game on, Key? Well, listen, Chelsea. I mean, there's no goals in any of them yet. There's no goals in any of them. Nick, transitional year after spending 480 million. Well, okay. Well, I'll tell you what, Nick. I'll bite. I'll assume that that's a fair cast, right? You've gone for a cast. I'll bite. What would a transitional year look like if a team, let's say let's say in good faith, let's have a good faith discussion here. How could, if a team was going to, make a big transition, what would that look like the summer before? You would imagine it would be a lot of new players and a lot of money spent, wouldn't you? Surely that's like a hallmark of what a transitional year looks like, is like, wow, they really bought a lot of new players in. There was a lot of new faces there. Surely that would be like literally the rubber stamp for what a transitional year looks like. Oh, mate, really appreciate that. Thank you very much. So much, Connor. Couldn't find how to gift a membership. Hope this is okay. Big up, Key Lad. Real ones always here, no matter the fixtures. Absolutely. Listen, big thank you to everyone that shows up in the chat. I really appreciate you. More than you'll ever know, I promise you. Maddow says, to be fair, Slot should be given a little time to sort out the problems, and if he can't, then get rid. And I'd agree with that. I actually think come the end of the season, if we don't finish in the top 5, let's say we don't qualify for the Champions League, I wouldn't sack him. Like, if it was on my decision, if it was up to me, I wouldn't sack him. I think he's had to deal with a shit ton of issues that no manager should have to deal with. But he's had to deal with them, and I think he's dealt with them with mixed success. I think some things he could have done better. He's certainly not blameless. Could have done some things better, but a lot of it, he's had a really, really tough deck of cards to deal with. So, I personally think I would give him a lot longer. I would give him maybe till the middle of next season to see how he fares with another summer of transfer business. Because ultimately, they're not his signings anyway. Whoever we sign this summer is going to be done by Edwards and Hughes. It's nothing to do with Slot. Timbo says Slot goals if he finishes 6th, we're being honest. Yeah, well, that's it. I think the club probably do sack him. If they finish 6th or lower, then yes, I absolutely agree. I think the club probably do sack him. But I personally wouldn't want him to. I'd still even give him I still would give him time. But again, to each their own, whatever. If you disagree, then that's, I guess, you're right. But I think you're stupid. And I know that's strong, and I'm usually, with every other opinion, I'm kind of laissez-faire, like, live and let live, whatever. But when it comes to Liverpool, and especially the Liverpool manager, as a club, we always back our manager. So when I see these little gremlins online, and it's usually the clickbait merchants, to be honest. It is the clickbait merchants who come on giving it the Arne Slot out nonsense. It's kids and clickbait merchants who are driving that whole thing. You've seen when I think Liverpool fans in the stadium, the Liverpool fans who go away watching Liverpool, the hardcore, I've already seen it. The vast majority of accounts are still behind him. not behind him like they're not disappointed. We're still disappointed. It's still difficult where we are, but I don't think there's anyone who's really like, get him out the club right now, who I would consider to be a serious fan. They're all clickbait knobheads or kids. William Slane says, if Arteta doesn't win anything, should he be sacked? Just wanted to ask you that. No, I don't think he should be sacked. No, and I don't think he would be sacked. I think the Arsenal board would be quite happy with them just carrying on kind of thing. I mean, it's trust the process, I guess. Yeah, no, I don't think he'd be sacked. James Bullen, what game are you watching tonight? I'm watching Everton against Bournemouth at the minute, and then I'm watching West Ham against Man United at half-time in this one. Mr. Porter says, I'm a Man U fan, but I've got to say that Slot was dealt some tough cards this year. With Isak injured and the Jota thing, can't imagine playing and kicking on. And Timbo says, it's only a transitional year if you become good next season, to be fair. Otherwise, it's just a decline. But if you look at the signings we've actually made, I don't think there's any that you look at and think, poor signings then. Like, Wirtz might well win Player of the Month for January. I don't know if he has already or if it's been, I don't know. But he was certainly, looked at, or he's in the nominations. Wirtz has been probably our best player over the last couple of months. Kirkes, I think, was probably our best player last night, if I'm dead honest. I thought he was fantastic against, last night, whenever it was, City. Sunday night, wasn't it? I forget we did the Sheffield United game last night. Yeah, Kirkes I thought was terrific. He's starting to kind of come into his own. Ekatiki's had one of the best starts of any centre-forward ever for Liverpool. I think Alexander Isak is still, for me, he's the best centre-forward we've got, and I would still say he's amongst the best in Europe, assuming he's fit. So, I don't think there's any really sign. Like, Mamadashvili's done well when he's come in. I think Frimpong's done quite well when he's been fit and he's come in. There's all that stuff that I actually don't look at and think there's not really many bads. I don't think there's any bad signings there. Davey! Hey! Good to see it. Davey's home. I'm glad you're out of hospital, mate. I'm really made up for you. I'm glad you're feeling better. And, yeah, lots of love there, mate. Lots of love to Davey. Just coming out of hospital. Massive regular on the channel. MY, why are always hate watching every team? I was watching Sheffield United against Middlesbrough last night, lad. I don't imagine you'd have saw the live, but we watched Sheffield United Borough last night. We'll be watching Hull against Chelsea on Friday. That will kind of be a hate watch, I guess, on Friday, because I'll want Hull to win. But then we'll be watching Oxford Sunderland, and we'll be watching West Ham United against Burton Albion. There's no hate watches in them. I'm live every single day. I don't do hate watches. I don't do hate watches at all, but, Chelsea are in front. Chelsea 1, Leeds 0. João Pedro, there you go. Hugh Maddock, he clearly hates the Borough. I did want Sheffield United to win last night, to be fair. Timbo, it's not the signings as such. It's your existing players declining, which is your problem, I think. Yes, I would agree with that. I think we've got a lot of players, and this is why I'm saying transitional year, because if you look, we've got Alisson out of contract, and he's in his 30s. He's another year older. Andy Robertson out of contract, in his 30s, another year older. Mo Salah, 1 year left, not performing at the level, another year older. Virgil van Dijk, I still think Virgil van Dijk's excellent. I think he's been... I've kind of got a little bit of a longer leash with Virgil van Dijk because he's basically been playing alongside Kanate. He's been dreadful for large parts of the season. He's actually got back to some form. Just as he's leaving the club, I imagine. That's certainly the way it tends to go with Liverpool. Trent Alexander-Arnold came into form just as he left as well. So, yeah, Kanate will probably leave. Van Dijk, what happens there, I don't know. Salah, Robertson, McAllister's been playing like a pub player all year. Alisson, depends what happens with him. I'd like to see him stay. But you're right. You are absolutely right there, Timbo. It is a lot of old players in the Liverpool side. Davey, rest is a must for 6 weeks. Yes. Lots of rest. Take your time. Get people looking after you. Get your family around you looking after you. Get someone waiting on your hand and foot. Kern says, top managers would adapt, even if that was the case, and you're proving our point last season wasn't impressive at all, because it was Klopp's team. It wasn't impressive at all, even though he didn't sign anybody at all. He didn't sign anybody. He came in and took over. He did something that no other manager's ever done. He came in, took over somebody else's team, signed no players, won the league. Well, pissed the league. Absolutely pissed the league. So you're saying it's not impressive. That's just, you're just an idiot. Timbo says, it's 50-50 for me. I think they'd be great together. I think Ekitike and Isak could definitely work. Beaver Basher, what's your opinion on Lammens? Top 3 keepers in the league. Really? Are we doing this? Senna Lammens, top 3 keepers in the league. Are we actually doing this? Oh no, don't do this, mate. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this like 4 or 5 months into the young lad's career at Old Trafford. Top 3 keepers in the league, Senna Lammens. Really? Come on. He's a good young keeper, and I actually quite like Senna Lammens a lot. Like we watched him in the Belgian league before he even signed for United on this channel. I like him. I actually quite like him. I think he's done well since he's come in. He's certainly brought an aerial command back to United. He seems to be collecting everything aerially, which is brilliant. That's one of the things you wanted from him. But there's definitely some goals that you look at and think, yeah, I think you should have got to that. It was a little down the centre of the goal there. So no, I don't think he's top 3 anywhere close to top 3. Top 10, possibly, yeah. I think you could probably make him top 10. But, I don't think he's better than... There's a number of keepers I'd put ahead of him. I'd put Alisson ahead of him. I'd put Raya ahead of him. I'd put Pickford ahead of him. I'd put Henderson ahead of him. Yeah. I'd put Donnarumma certainly ahead of him. Yeah, there's a fair few. It's a fair few. Robert Sanchez hasn't even been that terrible this season, but... Timbo says, I've never seen Key look so disappointed by a comment. It's just because it's like, give the lad a chance. Like, really? Top 3 in the league? I like you a lot, Beaver Basher, by the way. I'm not having a pop at you. I'm just saying, I know that opinion exists outside of you. But I don't want to... You can't be giving that sort of pressure to the lad. Luke says, Klopp was a great manager, but some of your fans say he's better than Pep. Just sounds deluded to me. Well, some people say, it's not just some of our fans. Some people in the game generally don't think Pep's like the greatest of all time. Some people call him a checkbook fraud for a reason, don't they? Again, whether you agree or disagree with that is entirely your right, your opinion. Brendan says, top 3 keepers in the league. That's it, pile it on. Carrick, probably one of the best young managers in Europe too, yeah. That's it. Sergei says, Manchester 2, West Ham 1 tonight. I can't see it. Harry says, Raya, Donnarumma, Alisson, top 3 keepers, no doubt. Well, maybe in some order. Yeah, in some order. Daz talks, spend another 500, William. Why not? Make it even worse. All right, Daz, whatever you say, Chief. Wiggy says the best managers are usually at the best clubs, and the best clubs usually spend the most money. Oh, Tierno Barry, what are you doing there? What is Tierno Barry doing there? Shell, sees in a bit, watching the Everton game. Take it easy, Shell. Tierno Barry's just missed an absolute sitter in the Everton game here. We've had nothing really to talk about so far. It's DCH. Why do you hate on Arsenal so much when if you were in their position, you'd be loving it? I don't know what you're talking about, mate. I don't hate Arsenal. And absolutely, I agree. If Liverpool were top of the league, I'd be loving it. Yes. Nothing you've said there I disagree with. Oh, is it in? Is it in? No, near post, unbelievable. Everton just about kept out there at the near post by Petrovic, I think. Unbelievable. Far post, Everton. Barry really had to score there, Jabber, yeah. Davey says Stevenage game called off 2 minutes before kickoff. That's so annoying for those fans, isn't it? Good save, that. Good save. Far post. It was Illiman and Dye coming in. Oh, off the post in the end, actually, that one. Just off the post. Mr. C, have you got your Tyreek George pyjamas? Got to change it up because Grealish is out. Is Tyreek George even playing? I don't think he's even playing, is he? Tierno Barry's missing sitters for you, lads, though. West Ham v Man United. Cunha and Burmo and Bowen. That's silly, isn't it? That's silly. Mitchell Turner, how are you feeling after capitulating on Sunday? I mean, the same way most of us do, I guess, after our team loses a game of football, Mitchell. Not great. Yeah, not great. But hey, you move on, don't you? You move on. Why are you obsessed with Man United? I'm not obsessed, mate, but I'm a Liverpool fan. And generally speaking, I don't know if this is your first season watching football. If it is, welcome to the game. But if it is, then it's no surprise that Liverpool fans generally want Man United to lose games of football, and vice versa. You lads don't like us. I'm sure you had maybe a bit of a chuckle when Liverpool threw it away against City, possibly. I don't know. I'm sure you did. So yeah, to each their own. You don't like it when we win, and you enjoy it when we lose, and vice versa. We absolutely love it when you get beat. That's how football works, lad. Hopefully that's not news to you. Tyreek George is a start. Is he started tonight? Wow. Not seen much of him. Rafinha is aging these men like a fine wine. Ronald says, Sean win Man United tonight. And Real Life says, why do you think that Arsenal haven't dropped form as much as other teams this season, Key? They've got the best squad. That's it, yeah. There's no... I don't think there's any science behind it. They've got the best squad. Davey says, I've just had a lovely dinner from a neighbour. Liver, onions, tatties and veg. It was lush. Liver, onions, tatties and veg. I've never had liver. It's probably good for you though, isn't it? Timbo, City getting that win at Anfield was beautiful. Made my weekend. Mr. C says, I'm a Twilight Trails on YouTube, by the way. Seeing you couldn't guess, lad. Twilight Trails. Beanie, got your West Ham scarf out? I haven't yet, no, mate. I haven't got a West Ham scarf, but I was hoping I could. I was going to try and fashion one. Just colour some blue onto a red scarf, maybe, or something. Max, when is the Man United match? It's in 11 minutes. 11 minutes it kicks off. So we're going to be live for United. We're just watching the tail end of the Everton Bournemouth game. Be yourself, Dylan. West Ham will be ready. And... well, hey, listen, we'll see. I think West Ham get a point tonight. I think West Ham will be getting a point. Max, will you be showing your screen? Will I be showing my screen? What, as in, will I be broadcasting the game, Max? Yes, I will be, yeah. If you just stick around, Max, because Sky Sports have given privileges tonight. Well, it's not just Sky Sports. The Premier League have given viewing privileges out to two things. They've given it to Sky Sports, to TNT, and to Premier League Dad on TikTok. So yeah, I can broadcast the game, absolutely no problem. There won't be any repercussions for that at all. I'll be fine. Yeah, so stick around, no problem, mate. Timbo, love you too, Key. Agent, Manchester is red. Max, I will. Good lad, Max. Yeah, you stick around, lad. TikTok will be fine with it, mate. Yeah, they've no problem. They'll be sound with it. They'll be fine with it. Wilson Odeber coming off. Jag says, I'm an Arna slot in person just like you, Key, but it gets harder and harder to defend him after these press conferences. Every press conference feels like an FU to the fans. Why? Why is it an FU to the fans? What has he said today that's particularly irked you? I'd be interested to hear. What is it that's upset you? Nathan, how's it going, mate? I'm good, thank you. Thomas Holt, are those model Prem trophies embarrassing? No, they're not model. No, they're not model. They were just sent to me. Same as the World Cup one. They were just sent to me. Not models or anything. They were just TikTok shop naff kind of thing that I got sent. And they said, will you put them? I mean, I didn't get get paid for them or anything. It was just like, here, do you want these? I was like, yeah, why not? Fine, why not? I've not got anything really above the shirts in the background, so why not? Why not? It's not like I've been painting him or whatever. But hey, do you know what? Actually, let's say I had. Who are you to take the piss? If I had set up and I was doing a little bit of arts and crafts on the Premier League trophies and the World Cup trophy, what's it to you? Hey, we've all got our hobbies. I was nearly going to say something there, but we all know what your hobbies are, mate. Davey says, providing high quality protein, iron, vitamin B12 and massive amounts of vitamin A. It supports energy levels, immune function and eye health. However, due to extremely high vitamin A levels. Or is this liver? Brendan, just stick the game on. Come on, take one for the team. Take one for the team, Key, yeah? You've only been building this for a bloody year. Throw it away because some divvy on TikTok asked you to show the game. Samu tore his ACL, has he? He's a good player as well, Samu. Feels like he's like ready for the Premier League physically. Bags of goals. But just, don't know, upstairs he's always been a bit of a cart horse at times. Like he doesn't quite make the right runs off the ball. But he reminds me a lot of Darwin Núñez in the Portuguese league. Darwin Núñez was exactly like that. Like built perfectly, big, strong, fast, bouncing defenders off him. Goals, like loads of goals, loads of assists. He was really good, but he just doesn't quite pass the eye test, Samu. He, when you watch him, you can see. Don't think he'd thrive in the Premier League. Jag says essentially calling Chiesa a Europa League player, at the very least equating Liverpool being in the Europa League to only being able to sign him. But that's true. That is true. Being in the Europa League affects Liverpool's business, and to be fair, Federico Chiesa is not a Champions League player. I mean, he probably is if he's fit, but he's not fit, and he never will be fit. He's been out the game now for what, 3 years, 4 years. The guy's broken. He's had a number of really, really bad injuries, and he's admitted it himself. Chiesa publicly has said, I've not been physically or mentally ready to start games of football and play 90 minutes. He's turned down multiple call-ups to the Italy national squad. I don't think there's anything wrong with Arne Slot saying, look, like, especially if he's getting pressed on, why aren't you using your bench? Why aren't you using these players and these players? Like, Chiesa's a phenomenal player. I mean, he has to kind of manage up as well. He's got to demand more from the guys above him. Like, can you imagine if Arne Slot was just like, oh yeah, it's fine, yeah, I'll just take whatever old shit you force on me. Whatever, I'm not saying Chiesa's old shit, but you know what I mean? Whatever player, yeah, Calvin Ramsey couldn't get a kick at Ross County, couldn't get a kick at Wigan on loan in League One, 2 divisions below, couldn't get a kick. But yeah, we'll start him against City at right back, yeah, no problem, it's fine, it's not a problem. He's got to have a whinge. He's got to have a whinge, both publicly and internally, to make sure that these divvies above him actually sort him out this summer. Extreme Turkey, honest score prediction, 4-0 West Ham. Al's Kush, do you want him to get his hair cut? No, absolutely not. Timbo says, what would happen if Pinocchio said, my nose will now grow? Jack says Slot does not use him, and he should, in my opinion. Last time he used Feddy, he scored, and Slot did not celebrate and was wide-eyed and looked away like a disappointed father. I think you might, maybe, Jack, just maybe here, and I could be, apologies if I've got this wrong, but just maybe you might be reading into that a bit too much. I'm fairly confident Slot wasn't disappointed when someone scored, especially given the pressure he's under. 12-0. Does he give a pen for that? That's not a pen. Oh, it probably is a pen, actually. Penalty to Everton. James Garner up he steps. Davy Boy says Calvin Ramsey wasted talent at Liverpool. Nah, he's not a wasted talent, mate. He's been out on loan 3 or 4 times and no club can get a tune out of him. The only reason he's at Liverpool is because he's got a great contract when he signed that he couldn't get anywhere else. Genuinely reckon it'll end 3-1. PA says, imagine Liverpool only getting the Europa League after spending 450 million in the summer. I think it's very realistic. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it'd be disappointing. I don't think it will happen. But, yeah, it's probably to be expected to a degree after what we've had to deal with this year. Right, Illiman and Dye's going to take it. I thought it would be Garner, but it's not. Illiman and Dye's going to step up. Come on, Petrovic, keep him out. Illiman and Dye, right-footed, scores 1-0 Everton. Come on, Bournemouth. Come on, Bournemouth. Davy Boy was a talented player at Aberdeen, went to Liverpool and wasted on the bench. He's not been wasted on the bench. He's gone out on loan like 3 or 4 times, mate. He's never done it. You can't say he's wasted on the bench. He's had loads of opportunities. Absolutely loads of opportunities. Right, let's get United on, because we've just seen Everton score now. I'm fed up of watching these. Not watching Everton win. Balls to that nonsense. Not watching Everton win. I can't be doing with Everton winning. Come on, we want United to get at least a point dropped here. Chelsea now up against Testavao in the box. Miles over. Miles over. Who's on that one? Here we go. West Ham and Man United. We're on. We're on. What are we saying? Sorry. Arsenal are 10,000% winning the league. Well, you should do. Yeah, you should do. Given the amount of money spent, you absolutely should do. Jabber right back at you, Key. Well, listen, you're in front. I predicted you to lose. Let's just call it there. Jag says again, I'm not someone who wants him out. The alternative could be far worse. The alternative, I promise you, there's not a manager that I look at that's available, or even one that's not available. Honestly, I don't look at Luis Enrique and say, I think he'd be right for our club. I genuinely don't. I'm not saying he's not a great manager. He's a fabulous manager. But I don't think fabulous manager necessarily always means the right fit. I don't think Luis Enrique is a good fit for Liverpool. And I don't think Xabi Alonso is either, by the way. So I don't want him. I really don't want him. I would much rather keep Arne Slot than anyone. Luke at Everton. Can Everton finish above Liverpool? No. I mean, statistically they can. Tottenham 0, Newcastle 1. Oh, Tottenham 0, Newcastle 1. Tottenham 0, Newcastle 1. Goodness me. Christopher says, Chelsea are beating Leeds after a few minutes. Arsenal struggled to beat them. Shows Arsenal's level, to be honest. Beaver Basher, come on, United. Newcastle now 1-0 up. Davey says, Key, get the haircut live on here. Me? You must be joking. Lina Natasha, I will get married if Man United wins this game. You'll get married. Natalie's man, to be fair though, obviously I'm an Arsenal fan. I respect the game Liverpool gave us at the start of the season. What about the one after? What about the second one we gave you at the Emirates where we should have beat you? ZG, you have some shame, mate. You're begging for another man's attention. Oh, do you know what, lad? Just leave him. Thank you, though. I appreciate that, but honestly, just leave him. Just leave him. They come in and they say the little piece, and if they don't get it read out, then they keep popping in and they get spamming the chat because they want to get seen. If they don't get seen at home, God love them. They have my pity. They have my pity. Natalie's man, you should have beat. We should, yeah. Conor Bradley at the bar. But we're off here now. We're off for Manchester United against West Ham. Come on, the Hammers. Come on, the Hammers. They're going to win this one, I'm telling you. It's going to be a United defeat to this one. I'm calling it now. Calling it now. Reece says, Key, I'm not sure why you rate Spurs. Well, rate Spurs. Now, hang on a minute. Rating Spurs, that's a very, very... I'm not sure if I rate Spurs. I wouldn't go as far as saying I rate Spurs. But they have got a better record than Newcastle at this moment in time. Newcastle have lost something like 4 out of their last 5 away games. Or it might be even 4. Is it 4 out of the last 5? What is it for Newcastle tonight? There you go. Newcastle 1 win in their last 8 away. Newcastle got 1 win in their last 8 away. Tottenham have got 1 win in their last 6 at home. Newcastle have got 4 defeats in the last 5, it is, yeah. So Newcastle, 4 defeats in the last 5, 1 win in the last 8 away. All I said was I thought it might be a 2-2, that one. Thought Tottenham would get at least a point. Newcastle goal's been ruled out. Oh, well, there you go. Right, let me sync this one up. 01:39. Closet United fan, really. I can assure you I would never, ever. Liam says, we've sat off Chelsea all half. What is this formation? Have to make changes at half time, Mr. Farker. Who would you be bringing in? Matrix Bank says, Manchester United will definitely win this one. Julius, who does everyone support? Yeah, get your team in the chat. Let us know who you support. Ben says, I never knew West Ham sang I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles twice before games. Did he sing it twice? I thought he only sang it once. We're live tomorrow, by the way. If you're new around here, make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. We're live tomorrow for Liverpool away at Sunderland. We'll be live again at 7:15, so we'll be covering the earlier games. There's plenty of early games tomorrow as well. Maybe Aston Villa against Brighton, something like that we'll do in the early game. And then on Thursday, we're live, obviously, for Brentford against Manchester United. Brentford against Arsenal, because I'm watching Man United now. Brentford against Arsenal on Thursday. And then Friday, we're back to FA Cup action. It's the FA Cup weekend this weekend. Hence why we've got Premier League fixtures midweek. Hull play Chelsea on Friday night. So we'll be doing Hull-Chelsea. Come on, the Tigers. The Mr. Arsenal podcast. Imagine being behind Everton in the league table as defending champions. LMAO. Imagine being a grown man and using LMAO. LMAO. Roffle copter. Sweet Lord. Have some shame, man. Have some shame. Ryan says, Willock's forehead was offside. The game has truly got... Well, do you know what? I can live with a forehead being offside. A forehead being offside's no problem, surely. At least that's a part of your body you can score with. There's been players being kept on and being played onside and offside by, like their elbow. Their elbow and stuff like that. That's been the part that's played them off or on. And you're like, if a ball got crossed in now and someone went like that and it went in, it would never, ever, ever in a million years get given. Never. Ryan says, yeah, we sing it twice. Once before kickoff and once after kickoff. Oh, okay. Should sing North London forever. North London. Timbo says LMAO is a great acronym just because you're an old man. I'm not an old man. I just wouldn't use LMAO or LMFAO unless I was talking about the band. Again. LMAO. The tip of Salah's boot. But again, the tip of Salah's boot is fine. Tip of Salah's boot's fine. It's a part of his body he can score with. I just don't agree with elbows being given as part of offsides and onside. Masson says, what match are you watching? I am watching West Ham versus Manchester United. It's 0-0 currently. Tottenham 0, Newcastle 1. Malik Chow has just scored. Excuse me. Yeah, Malik Chow, 45 plus 6. Christ, lots of injury time in that one. The Mr. Arsenal podcast. Imagine crying every time Arsenal score a goal on a live stream, but suck off City every week. Hashtag Citypool. You shouldn't be using phrases like suck off, mate, if you're also saying LMAO and LMFAO and Roffle Copter and PMPSEL or whatever it was. Was it PMPL? ASL, mate. What ASL, Mr. Arsenal podcast? ASL, lad. Put your ASL in the chat. Unless you're on a register, which evidently, you never know. My son, was you watching the Newcastle game before? No. No, I wasn't. We've just got a lot of people in the chat who are watching different games right now, and this is what we do on here. We have a chat, and we watch football together, whatever game it is that's on. I'm watching West Ham and United, but every single day we watch a game of football. That is what we do here. That is what we do. Jag says, I actually want to see Wenger's proposal of the whole body has to be in front of the last defender and see the difference in goal numbers. All that would do, it might give a bit of a benefit to the attacker, but all it would do is move the lines a little bit from an offside perspective, wouldn't it? It would still boil down to a matter of like, oh, his back heel is playing him on, rather than his back heel is playing him off. U10046, hi Key, what would you say is your flop? Flop 11 from the Prem from signings made this summer gone. That'd take me all game, that, to be honest. That would take me a long time. Jag says, ironically, using LMAO makes you sound old now. Gen Z will call you unk for that. Well, what do they say now? Allow it, bruv. Allow it, bruv. Man U 1, West Ham 3, says Nakin 2. You should have seen the offside goal. A few forehead hurts. You will understand when you see it. I'll have a look. Yeah, I'll have a look. Oh, do you know why? Because it's on TNT Sports Ultimate, isn't it? That's why it's all funny. There you go. That's much better. Thoughts on the game so far? Ryan Lamb says it could be 1-1 Tottenham v Newcastle in the second half. Well, yeah, that one is half-time now. Newcastle pinching a late goal right on the edge of half-time. Here's West Ham. Jared Bowen. Over to the left-hand side for Malik Diouf. Diouf over to Somerville. United having to defend quite a bit in the opening 10 minutes here. I mean, that's maybe to be expected to some degree. Header. Oh, unlucky. Just wide from Jared Bowen. It's OJ says, West Ham look like they're giving it a proper go. They've started quite well, haven't they? Yeah, they've started okay. Timbo says Wenger's proposal would just make everyone defend even deeper. And Joe, where's this been all season? Captain Spurs, Newcastle are a dark arts team. They all fall over from a breeze. I mean, that's Anthony Gordon skews that slightly, doesn't he? Because he does it every 5 minutes. Remy, is this United hate watch? No, it's not a United hate watch. It's not a neutral. It's not a neutral. I'm a Liverpool fan, but I watch everyone on this channel, mate. So yeah, we're watching United and West Ham right now. I'm obviously cheering for a West Ham win, but it's not a hate watch. Jag says, are you keeping an eye on the Edinburgh derby? I've got it on the over the keeper, lobbed from Bruno Fernandes there. I think he was offside anyway. Yeah, I am keeping an eye on the Edinburgh derby. I've got it on my goal notifications tonight, as well as the Championship games. Leicester 3-0 up against Southampton, by the way. Oxford 0, Norwich 2. Oxford have got Sunderland this weekend in the FA Cup. Not a great time for the fans at the Kassam this season. Norwich flying, though, under Clement. Birmingham 0, West Brom 0. West Brom definitely need a win in that one. In League One, Wigan 0, Reading 0, Mansfield 0, Peterborough 0. Posh need to get back on the winning trail, don't they? And it's also 0-0 in both the games in League 2. Crawley and Cambridge, Shrewsbury and Barrow both 0-0 as well. But yeah, Scotland is where it's at tonight. If you're watching the SPL, Hearts and Hibs. Yeah, Hearts and Hibs. Hearts top by 4 points. Obviously, they'll have played the game more than Rangers tonight. 1-1 this one, teaching Tony. Brendan says, if it's offside, it's offside. Even if it's a hair on his bollock, it's the other stuff VAR is used for that takes ages is the issue. And Brendan says, it's not a United hate watch, I'm out. Just seen the Newcastle goal, though. That was good. Hey up, Archie. How's it going, lads? Theo, always watching United, it seems. It's funny, because I get always watching Arsenal as well. Can't both be true. Captain Spurs, I need a United win. Come on, you Devils. Make it 5 in a row. No chance. No chance. Come on, West Ham. Come on, the Hammers. Disassi, it always makes me really nervous. Mr. Arsenal podcast, be honest, would you rather see the team that's cheated you out of multiple titles win another league title or see Arsenal win the league? Why do you say be honest? And why do you also think, after coming in like a prick, that I'm going to be sound with you? I will be sound with you because I don't hold a grudge. But what I would say to you in future is, mate, don't be a prick with people from the off. Just be sound. Just be sound. I'll have a chat with anyone, mate. Just don't come in all heavy-handed with your size 12s and start having a pop at people. Would I rather City win the league than Arsenal? Yes. There's no be honest. You've asked me a simple question and I've said it all season. Yes, I would rather City win the league than Arsenal. And lots of Liverpool fans feel the same. It's a corner to West Ham, unlucky Somerville. United fans like to think everyone always watches them. What about Everton or Arsenal? Everton or Arsenal to win a league title. That would be Arsenal. That would be Arsenal. I'd rather Arsenal win it then. I couldn't have Everton winning a league title. Connor says, Key, you always seem to be watching Derby. Some people, aye. Well, yeah, Derby, we watch a bit of Derby. We watch a bit of West Brom a lot recently as well, it feels like. Timbo, City have only allegedly cheated. I keep saying that to these Arsenal fans and they're like, oh, you're twerking for City. No, they've not been proven guilty of anything. Not been proven guilty of anything. We have all got our opinion. It feels like everyone's got to judge them by what... And also, people can't really separate or don't seem to be able to separate City the team and Pep Guardiola and what a fantastic team they've been versus, City kind of behind the scenes and whatever stuff they've been found guilty of. And again, I must repeat, the vast majority of the 115 charges that they are allegedly guilty of are for non-compliance. They're not for, anything particularly sordid. It's for, it's the Premier League asking them, listen, you need to send us this document, and this document. And they've gone, I don't think you've got the right to answer. You've not got the right to ask us for that. So, no, we're not sending it to you. Or we're just going to send it to you. We'll send part of it to you. We'll send you pages 12 to 14, but we're not going to send you the rest of the documents. So that's the vast majority of them 115 charges are down to non-compliance. Yeah. Mr. Arsenal podcast, 115 charges, no smoke without fire, in my opinion. Well, thank God you aren't in charge of our legal system then, because anyone could accuse you of anything. Anyone at all could accuse you of anything. Thank God we have due process. Daddy O says, I think the cheating also refers to the Rodri handball and stuff when you miss out narrowly. Yeah, but that wasn't cheating. Listen, I was as angry as anyone when Rodri handballed that in the box and I thought it was a penalty, and it was a penalty, it should have been, but it didn't get given. And there's plenty of other things that have gone in our favour sometimes and not in our favour in other times. Like the Luis Diaz goal at Spurs, the studs in McAllister's chest. We can all cry about these decisions. But City didn't control it. Look at what City have gone through in the last week. City should have had a win against Spurs. There's no way anyone would have given that goal, the first Spurs goal, and if they don't get the first goal, then they don't win that game, or they don't draw. Full stop. They don't get the second. Archie, yeah, but there is another 60 charges. Well, I know, but what I'm saying is the vast majority of them are still layered towards non-compliance. The other stuff is about hiding fees, isn't it, allegedly? Cheryl says they were quick enough to deduct everyone else. And well, I know, and that's it. Listen, I agree. I don't think they were right to deduct Everton. I don't think they were right to deduct. They have to have rules and metrics, but I mean, no, actually, to be fair, I do actually think they were right to deduct Everton because they moved the goalposts to try and help Everton comply, and they still missed. They still missed. They actually tried not to deduct Everton. They were right. They absolutely threw the book at you and then reined it back in. But they were definitely right to do it. Liam says after they handed Liverpool their own arses on a UAE plate. Handed Liverpool their own arses on a UAE plate. It's not a particularly easy euphemism. Jag, I think the fake or inflated payments to be FFP compliant is something too. Yeah, I mean, there's the hidden payments and stuff like that, isn't there? That again, there's a discussion about, but whether or not, I don't know how true it is. We don't know what it is until it all comes out. Archie, Everton only had one. Man City have 115. Yeah, but they were also bang guilty. They owned up. Brendan, who cares if City got done for bending a few regulation or compliance issues? It's nothing to do with the league's one. Won't be celebrating Liverpool's league wins in 2019 or 22 if City get charged. Exactly. You don't get it back. And it doesn't make those City sides any less good. Tabity Gooner, this is your gentle reminder that me football knowledge here, Key, told you all and me that Tottenham weren't in a relegation fight on Sunday. That's Tottenham, who are currently 5 points off the bottom three. Well, that doesn't mean anything about ball. Hang on a minute. What are you talking about football knowledge for? Like, that's just getting stuff wrong. I don't understand. There's such an ego and an arrogance with people. Listen, I do it every week. I make a prediction on the 10 Premier League fixtures, and the last 2 weeks I've got like 4 out of 10 right. And I defy most others to get. If you get 10 out of 10, then you're in the wrong game. What is that, Jared Bowen? What is that? Shocking. Graham says the teams that have deducted points have admitted it. City are denying it. That's true. That's true as well. Jabba says the Prem wanted harsher punishment. They weren't trying to help us. The club followed the Prem's own accountant's instructions and still got punished. But that's because you held your hands up. But they did also massively discount a load of stuff that the other teams didn't get to try and help Everton, and they still missed. So, to some degree, Everton were ran incredibly poorly, and they had the punishment for it. City should get theirs, but I think the fact that they've denied it is always going to drag it out, isn't it? Jag, if you're getting 10 out of 10 predictions, Wrigley should be a millionaire. Well, that as well, yeah. Who's playing better, K. Jonesy? So far, I'd say it's pretty even, to be honest. West Ham have had a couple of shots on target, but United, 20 minutes in, there's not really been any meaningful chances in the game. It's been a lot of second balls, and United just, again, look at that. It's a lot of high balls, second balls, West Ham picking them up, couple of passes given away. There you go, perfect. Straight to Bayern and Burmo. Now when Burmo's got it, play it back. How many passes before United give it away? 1, 2, 3, 4. Watch him pass it all the way in now. 5, 6. United's first real chance actually breaking here. 7 down the right-hand side. If they score here, I'll never forgive myself. 8. Gone out for a goal kick. But yeah, most of the time United have had the ball. It's been like, and it's not just United, it's West Ham as well. There's been 4 or 5 passes, and then the move's broken down. And the first time I said that, it was like 8. 8 passes for United, and they were breaking into the penalty area. Mr. Arsenal podcast also after the game. After the Premier League have dragged this 1-1-5 verdict out, if City are not guilty, the Prem are screwed in the aftermath. Why? Why are they screwed? Why are they screwed? I don't think they're screwed. Why would they be screwed? Chelsea sub at half-time. Cucurella off for Hato. That must be an injury. Timbo says it's a lot more difficult to prove City inflated sponsorships than it is to prove Everton spent more than they were allowed to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was cut and dry, wasn't it? Brendan says people are delusional if they don't think there was an awful lot more shady stuff going on with clubs financially years ago before so many eyes were on it. Also very true. And there's also a lot of stuff like not just financial doping, but actual doping. It was interesting to see Gary Neville and Keane and the others on the overlap where they were like, for years we always talked in the dressing room about certain Italian teams. Like, it was like we were all really fit. We were all super fit. None of us smoked. None of us drank. We were dead fit. And we went and played some Italian sides. And after it, we were like, they are ridiculous. And we all thought it. We all thought they were on the old Lance Armstrongs. Be yourself, Dylan. I have an interview tomorrow for another dance job. Nice. Good stuff, mate. I made up for you. Well done. Chance off the line from United. Oh, thank God. West Ham, good play. Who was that? Who hit that? It was do you know what? It was the exact same corner routine, basically, as the one they scored against Spurs at the weekend. It's a short ball across the floor, and it's Luke Shaw, I think, who has the shot, and it's off the line from, I think, Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the line. Nearly United 1-0, 20 minutes in. Jag says, I feel like in the 80s and 90s, chairman embezzling money was a far more common occurrence. I would agree with that. Java says, I remember the baseball steroids scandal. The league didn't want to investigate because record numbers of people were watching games due to all the home run contests. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's why we all loved Serie A. We all loved, Football Italia in the 90s because they were all doing the old Lance Armstrong business. AC and Juve were on it, says Flash. Yeah, I think they were the ones they were alluding to, and Inter Milan as well. The Mr. Arsenal podcast, of course, there's always been corruption in English football. Remember the brown envelope drama in the early 90s, for example. But wasn't there something to do with Arsenal and David Dean and something to do with that? With the coming about of the Premier League and the brown envelope? I don't know, so I have no idea. So someone can educate me. But there was something to do with that around that time. Is that what you're referring to? The early 90s and the sort of coming together of the Premier League. Daddy also says if everyone does it, then it comes back to talent again. Yeah, they should. They have to rein it. I'd love it if they brought more financial checks in and more sort of piss tests, just to make sure that no one is cheating. Because as it stands, it's getting towards the point where a lot of ex-footballers have said this. Like, it's getting to the point where footballers now, if you're like a little bit faster and a little bit stronger than a lot of people, you've got a half-decent Premier League career. You don't actually have to be great at football anymore, even if you're just okay at football. If you're okay at football, but you can run and you're strong, like, everyone's thinking Adama Traore. No slight on Adama Traore, but, like, he probably wouldn't have had a career in the Premier League in the 90s. Mr. Arsenal podcast, no, George Graham was taking extra cash for taking certain players during transfers. Well, do you know what? Loads of managers have done that. Neil Warnock's talked about doing something similar to that, hasn't he? During his time at Sheffield United. Apparently he used to... Or there was talk of him sort of taking bribes from certain players to play him. Penalty to Como, and it's 1-0 Como. Jag says, I still think Bayern Munich, some smoke in terms of doping. Every player goes there and immediately gains 20 pounds in muscle. German engineering, Vorsprung der Technik. Archie, I may be biased, but I think Chelsea fans are way worse than Arsenal fans. Surely you're basing that off like one or two Chelsea fans that you know, though. There's always an element of that. Like, I know a few Chelsea fans who aren't particularly pleasant, but I wouldn't necessarily say that that's all Chelsea fans. Same as I wouldn't with all Arsenal fans. I find it really difficult to categorise any sort of fan base as they're the worst. Because ultimately it's just people, innit? Some people are divvies, some people are knobs, and you don't want to spend time with them. and they don't know how to be around people, and some people are all right, and that's not always exclusive to football clubs. Mr. Arsenal says other managers did it as well, but George Graham was the biggest name at the time. He lost his job at Arsenal when it came out. 1-0 to the Arsenal as well. Kay Jonesy, I do see some wild take from all fan bases, not just a one-off anyone. Yeah, that's it. We've got him believe me, we've definitely got him in the Liverpool fan base because it's infuriating to me as a Liverpool fan. And I've seen plenty of United fans come in saying they're in a title race, so every fan base has got the delusional fans. And it's kind of part and parcel of football, isn't it? We all like winding each other up, and we all like hot takes and edgy takes. So check, get it out to right. Here we go. Wan-Bissaka, 25 minutes gone. Wan-Bissaka, far post, headed away by Maguire. Good defending. Here's Juve, inside to Potts. Reece, I've met George Graham. Quit bragging. Oh, look at me. I've met George Graham. Pfft. Think you're better than everyone because you met George Graham. Yeah, that is a flex, to be fair. Great manager, George Graham. I always remember. I don't. It's not that I don't remember him as Arsenal manager, but I always, whenever I think of George Graham, I always think of Leeds. I always remember him at Leeds more than I do Arsenal. Daddy-o, everyone has shit fans. I even dislike a lot of Arsenal fans. And Timbo says, am I one of the unpleasant Chelsea fans? Well, that is when I said I know one or two Chelsea fans. That's kind of... I didn't quite say Timbo, but I did mean it a little bit. Brendan, you heard the overlap on about it. I suppose a certain very big bald Frenchman did have quite surprising stamina. Yeah, maybe. A very big bald Frenchman. Frank Leboeuf. Frank Leboeuf on the old steadies. Ollie Talbot, thoughts on LFC Owen? Do you know what? He came in the live yesterday. He came in the live, LFC Owen. I didn't know. I still don't know anything about him, short of some stuff that people have said in the lives. I didn't know who he was. I'd never encountered him before, but he came in the live yesterday. And obviously his reputation precedes him. And the first thing I said when I saw the name, I was like, no way. Is that the actual LFC Owen in my live? And he was like, yeah, why? And I said, I don't know anything about you, just from what people have said. And it's not all great, I'll be honest with you, but, best of luck to you, mate. That was it. And he disappeared. And he sent me a message after last night just saying, if you want to prejudge, I came in to talk about Liverpool, don't prejudge and all this. And listen, not prejudged anyone. I actually said all the best to you, lad, but I don't know anything about what he's done or hasn't done or whatever. But yeah, I don't have any thoughts on him. I don't have any thoughts on him. I don't know if I'm sure he's a nice lad. I'll give everyone the benefit of the doubt. I don't know. I don't know anything about him, what he's done, what he's not done. But people come in and he tends to get a pretty negative response, I guess. Jag says LFC Owen isn't a bad guy. I've talked to him and he's explained his side on the Jota stuff. Yeah, like I was going to say, I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's fine. I don't know anything about him. He came in last night and was relatively pleasant for a brief moment, and he was nice enough to send a message after it. So, yeah, I'm no beef. No beef. Archie, what are you doing if Arsenal wins the quad? Well, I initially said, I won't do anything if Arsenal wins the quad, but I'm happy to accept some forfeits. Someone floated, would you shave your head like Arne Slot live on a stream? And I don't know if I could actually do it. I could probably get the old dubbers out and do it, but it looked like I don't know if I could bick my own head. I'd have to get someone else to do it for me. But also then someone said, you couldn't do that, Key, because if you did, people would say you were doing it to try and look like Anfield Agenda. And again, no shade on him, but I imagine that comment would be thrown. So I'm not going to shave my head off. Plus, my missus has said, you really shouldn't shave your head. You've not got a great head for a bald head. So, marriage might be on the line if I have to shave my head. But that was one of the things I said. I said, all right, yeah, fine. I said, if Liverpool finish outside the Champions League places, I'll shave my head. And then someone said that, and I was like, oh yeah, actually, I can't do that then. I'm backtracking. I'm backtracking immediately. Night Tobes, take it easy. Jabber, I feel Barry's hot streak is over. He's missed a couple tonight, hasn't he? Mr. Arsenal Podcast, we ain't winning the quad this season. Come on now, let's be realistic. You know what? You really shouldn't be too dismissive of it. I mean, I don't think you'll win the quad, but it's not necessarily beyond the realms of possibility. You're already in one final. You're top of the league by 6 points. You were top of the Champions League. You're still in the FA Cup. It's not you got Wigan in the FA Cup as well. That's basically a bye, the way Wigan are playing. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's not that bad of a shout. You've got a phenomenal squad. Like, depth-wise, Arsenal have got the best squad by some distance. And you've not really had any injuries. Like, big injuries, I mean. Brendan, don't shave your head off. Just the hair will do. Get your legs waxed, Key. Get your legs waxed. On stream, you must be joking. No, because it's all gimmicky, innit? I literally say in my bio on YouTube, it's no gimmicks. I don't do that stuff. I'm trying to be above that. We're trying to be sophisticated football conversation on this channel. I'm trying to get away from the whole, I'll shave my head like Arne Slot if Liverpool don't qualify. I can't be doing that. Pedro wins a third pen in 2 games. Defenders can't stop shoving him to the ground. Shoving him? Shoving him? Archie, Arsenal have had bad injuries, but it's not noticeable this season because of the depth. Go on. What are the bad injuries? When I'm saying they've not had injuries, I'm not saying they've not had any injuries, full stop. What I'm saying is they've had most of their squad available for large parts of the season. There's not been go on, give me, when I say big injuries, I'm talking like Liverpool, no right backs. We've 0 right backs for the rest of the season. 0 right backs for the rest of the season. What have Arsenal had? Go on, give me Arsenal's worst injuries this season. All of them over a month worth of games or more. Go on, so which ones are we talking? Calafiori? Chris, I'm being disabled until Man United win 30 games in a row on my channel. Fucking hell. West Ham. Oh, nearly a corner, and it is a corner. Harry Maguire puts it out, and Malik Diouf, I think, has been clattered there. It's going to be a corner kick, surely. Might even be a penalty here. There's a coming together. Oh, hey, that's a penalty? Tell me that's not a penalty. Tell me that is not a penalty. That is exactly the same as the Liverpool one. That is exactly the same as the Liverpool one. Slides in, doesn't get any of the ball. Slides in, doesn't get any of the ball. Literally 0 any of the ball. That's it. That should be a penalty, that, to West Ham. That has to be a penalty. Somerville, look at this. He gets past him. Harry Maguire's pulled up as well. He's done his hamstring there. I don't understand why that's not a penalty. That's not a penalty, but I'm not watching the match. Listen, that is exactly the same as the Liverpool Leeds one and the Liverpool City one. Exactly the same. Daddy-O, we always seem to have a couple out, but apart from Marino, nothing more than a month as Jesus and Havertz are from last year. Well, I mean, you signed Gyökeres. When I'm talking about injuries, right, I'm talking about having, properly serious injuries for, multiple months and in generally the same position. Arsenal have got the best depth in the whole league by a country mile. By a country mile. That's because they've spent the most over the Arteta's period in charge. They've spent double what Liverpool have. They've got that massive, massive depth that they've accumulated. And because of that, they're in such a fantastic position to take advantage of it. And yeah, they've got Gyökeres, they've got Jesus back now, they've got Havertz back. Havertz, I know, has been out injured since last year. Archie, we've had bad injuries, but also the best depth. The two things can be true at the same time. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't think it's necessarily... I Okay, let me rephrase then. Arsenal have had injuries. But not injuries that would cripple you in the season. Not injuries that you would look at and think, oh my God, how are Arsenal going to cope without them? There's none of that. Like, Gabriel's had a little bit of time out. Fine. A little bit of time out. It's not like a season ender. It's not like 4 months out. You know, Havertz and Jesus, you can't even count because they're not going to be they weren't the starting centre forwards. Havertz and Jesus are your backup anyway. Gyökeres is your starting centre forward. Archie, it's only this season we're able to deal with it. And again, that's true. That's very true. Gyökeres was injured too. For how long? All right, we'll have to find out days missed through injuries for like critical players, key important players that would be in your starting 11. That's what I'm talking about. Ryan scored with a header, yes. Bournemouth have equalised against Everton. That's 2-2 for Bournemouth as well. 2-2 now for Ryan since he's come in. What a signing he's going to be. Said that when he scored his first the other day. You could tell he's a player. You could tell he's got ability. Seji, the point he's making is you don't have to throw in awful players because they have good depth. Come on. Well, yeah, okay, yeah. You probably articulated it better than I did. Yeah. Like, okay, you've got Gabriel and Saliba out. How dreadful. You've got to put like Ben White and, you know, so you've got options. You've put Timber back there. You've got Ben White and you've got Calafiori if he's out. And you've got bloody Hincapié you can put in. Hincapié can play centre back or left back. You've not even played Lewis Skelly this season, so the centre back options have been there for Arsenal. You've spent 50 million on Hincapié. Liverpool have literally got, I'm not joking when I say we've got Van Dijk and Kanate, and that is it. Like, that is it. So that's what I'm talking about, a wealth of options in defence. And I don't think you can say, well, we've had a couple of injuries for a few weeks, or these players have been out for at least a month. Okay, fine. I'm not saying you've not had any injuries, but you've not had injuries that would absolutely derail a title challenge. Connor says, Key, our biggest injury was our set-piece coach who had the flu for 2 weeks. Yeah, heaven knows how they'd cope without that. Hincapié is a loan. No, it's not a loan. It's not. It's an obligation to buy. Yeah, it's a loan with an obligation to buy. So you've already bought him. You've already committed to the purchase. Might say loan in terms of like you don't have to pay for it. Yeah, you've got him on Klarna, basically. You've got him on buy now, pay on the never never. But it's an obligation to buy with Hincapié, isn't it? Brendan says, yes, money on Newcastle, Chelsea and Everton, Bournemouth. Daddy O says, come on, Key, you're being unfair. We've only got 18 centre-back options. Hincapié hasn't been signed yet. We have an option on him. No, it's obligation, isn't it, with Hincapié? Sure it is. Yeah, it's there you go. It's an obligation to buy or a very likely, almost mandatory option. So there's some like whatever the word is. There's some sort of flex in it, but it's a very, very minor one. And the chances are you're going to sign him mandatory because he's going to have to meet the criteria. Whatever criteria it is, it doesn't say. But it's basically as good as a mandatory deal. Caden Mackey, can you show the match? Yes, mate, no problem. TNT have said they'll allow me to show it. Yeah, they'll allow me to show it. They were happy with me showing it. Dave Inchi, guy, says Man United match with Fulham. And, interesting. I don't like football, but I'm interested to see if that chap is going to get his hair cut. I don't think he will. I don't think he's getting it cut. K Jones' option to buy for 45 million is what it says might be mandatory though. It's well, okay. So the wording I've got is it's a season-long loan with an obligation to buy / a very likely almost mandatory option for a total package worth almost 52 million. He's already agreed a 5-year permanent contract next summer. So, like, it's all... Basically, Arsenal would have to move mountains to try and avoid the deal. So, in other words, you've got him. Like, we're splitting hairs here now. We're splitting hairs. Hearts 0-0 and 10 minutes injury time. First half so far. Bournemouth now in front against Everton. Yes, it's Adley. And I said that. I said it'd be 2-1. I said 2-1. I said 3... What did I say for Chelsea? 3-1 against Leeds. Everton to lose 2-1 against Bournemouth. And I had Tottenham. I had Tottenham to win against Newcastle. That one might not quite come off. It's a penalty for Leeds. Leeds have got a penalty at Stamford Bridge. Goal stands. Oh, how the turntables. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oliver O'Neill. Sorry, what's the problem with Arsenal getting him? There's no problem at all. Yeah, no problem. It was part of a wider point we were having maybe before you came into the chat. Bournemouth have not scored. It says 1-0 to Everton. I think you need to update your score system, mate. They're 2-1 in front. Archie, as of January 21st, Arsenal, Tottenham 1-1. There you go. Tottenham 1, Newcastle 1. I said that. Tottenham 2-1. It's coming. All of my predictions are bearing fruit by the end of tonight. 1-2-4. There's no way you chose Tottenham to win a game of football. Whoa! Hey, it's 1-1. Just as he says that, Simon Martin. Greetings from Namibia. Lots of love to Namibia. Real life Tottenham have scored. Yep, Tottenham back level against Newcastle. VAR check. Tottenham goal shouldn't be disallowed. Should be disallowed. Should be disallowed. Oh, God, don't say that. Archie Gray has come on and scored. Here we go. Down on the left-hand side with Somerville. 3 minutes to half-time in this one. It's been a very, very dull affair at the London Stadium, and it's piddling it down, to be honest. Hearts, 14 minutes injury time. Come on, the old jam tarts. Desperate for Hearts to win the SPFL this season. Wan-Bissaka, back to Bowen. Can West Ham nick one before half-time, maybe? Freddie Potts into Fernandes. Really like Fernandes. Really, really talented player. Castellanos over to Malik Diouf. It's interesting, you know, just how bad West Ham have been this season at times. And yet there's quite comfortably 4 players I'd have of theirs at Liverpool. I'd quite happily take 4 players of West Ham's at Liverpool. Maybe not as a starting player, but Jared Bowen 1,000,000%. I'd definitely have Manuel Fernandes. Or Matthias Fernandes, not Manuel Fernandes. Matthias Fernandes. I would have Wan-Bissaka. What's this Mavropanos doing? Oh, hey, they've given it away. Come on, mate. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. United down the left-hand side now is Bruno Fernandes. Ball in. Keep him out. Well done. Good claim. Diouf. Yeah, Malik Diouf as well. Sorry. Malik Diouf. Freddie Kidd is good. Freddie Potts. Everton red card. Jake O'Brien sent off. Justice. Get him off the pitch. Justin says, greetings, Key. Thanks for all you do. Mate, thank you. Thank you for coming in and telling me that. I really appreciate it. Lots of love, mate. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you. Stick around. Stick around. Tell us who you support. Tell us what team you're watching right now. Tell us what your prediction is. Let's have a chat. Everton down to 10 men. ZG says, yeah, Diouf won't be at West Ham long. He's just been phenomenal, hasn't he, this season? The ball in that he put in the other day. Who was it against? I can't remember. Was it against Burnley or was it against... Might have been against Sunderland, actually. He was fantastic. He's been fantastic for West Ham this season. A properly good find. Smokey, if you could support Barnet or Grimsby for the rest of your life, which one would you choose? I don't know. I don't really think I've ever been to either. Have I been to Grimsby? Don't think I've ever been to either. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably flip a coin. Graham says, get him walking, ref. Get him walking. Right, let's put Everton back on. Let's put Everton back on now. Go on. Let's have a bit of Everton on for the last 20 minutes. Let's laugh. We're all laughing at you. Oh, Everton. Oh, come on. Ryan to be sold in the summer for 100 million. Wouldn't be a surprise. The way he's been playing, the way he started his career at Bournemouth, 2-2 now. Fair play. Tottenham 1, Newcastle 2. There goes my prediction for a Tottenham win. Jacob Ramsey, of all people. Jacob Ramsey, who has had lots of criticism from his own fans this season, really. Eddie Howe paid big money to get him in. 2-time Aston Villa Young Player of the Year. Never got an England cap. He got loads of England under-21 caps. And he was thought to be quite a decent signing for Newcastle for the amount of money they paid. Not really worked out, but this is a big moment for him if he manages to get the winner away at Spurs. Certainly seen as a big part of Newcastle's future midfield setup. Simon says, thank you so much for reading my comments. I love your show very much. No problem, mate. I appreciate you coming on. I really like having a chat with everyone and anyone. Bournemouth now flying forward here. They've got 3 on 4. Evan Nilsson, strike. That was shocking. Archie, if Tottenham got relegated, what players would they even be able to keep for the Championship? I think they'd be able to keep every... I mean, it used to be... I don't know if everyone can remember the old Football Manager, Championship Manager games where whenever you got relegated, it felt like you lost half your squad because there was always like relegation release clauses built into loads of players' contracts. That's not the case anymore. I think if Spurs went down... I don't know why we're talking about it. Spurs aren't going down. But if Spurs went down, yeah, I don't think they'd lose that many. They're a massive club and they'd have a lot of young players that would stick with them, I think. They might lose some, maybe a couple. But I don't look at any... Do you look at any player in that Spurs side and think, they're too big for Spurs? Leeds 2-2! Yes! Come on, Leeds! Yes! Marching on together! Yes! Go on, Leeds! Go on, Leeds. Huddersfield have missed all 4 penalties against Donny. No, they've not. The Terriers. What's going on with the Terriers? Kay Jonesy, half of them are Championship level anyway. There's not a single player I look at Spurs. Like it used to be with Kane and they'd have Son and you'd look at him and think, oh yeah, you're well too good for playing down the bottom end of the Prem. Like Van de Ven's been linked with us. I'm not blown away if we sign Mickey Van de Ven. He's a decent player, but I don't think he's like wonderful. Romero, fabulous centre-back. Absolute head case. Leeds have equalised. Christ on a bike. Come on, Leeds. Jabba says, there we go. Odd, my last few comments didn't show up. What, on the screen or on the thing? I don't know. I've not seen any pop up. Okafor, it was scored for Leeds. GTFC says, Leeds are getting relegated. Still think they might do, you know. Still think they might do. They're still... listen, it depends what happens tonight. If West Ham win, then... Leeds are back down to, 4 points? If West Ham were to beat United tonight, then they're only 4 points off the relegation zone, aren't they? Luke says, I must text the Chelsea friend. Jag Romero is good, but his red card record is awful, and Maddison is good, but he's always injured. Johnny Watt says, please, Everton 3-2. Sam says, hi, Key, sorry for being late. Yes, Newcastle 1. 2-1, yeah. Liam, that's madness. I think we've been lucky with these decisions. Archie Gray seems good but inconsistent. Yeah, he's a good player, Archie Gray. Strike from distance for Everton over the bar. Leeds are currently above Spurs. Van der Ven, there's a case. Yeah, you could make a case for Van der Ven. I don't mind Pedro Porro either, and I think the Doggy's not bad, and, Jed Spence, but there's a lot of players that you look at and think... And then there's a cross-section, a little subsection of players that are like Bergval, Kulusevski, Archie Gray, Odeber, players who I think have a massive future in the game, but they haven't really done it yet. Matthijs Tel's another. Like, they could be really good. They could kick on and genuinely. I think Lucas Bergvall, we could be talking about in a few years' time as possibly the best midfielder in the Premier League. Like, I think he's got that potential. Whether he does or not is another matter altogether. But whenever I've watched Lucas Bergvall, I've always thought, wow, this kid's got something. And same with Kulusevski. If he's fit, different class. Swedish De Bruyne, Kulusevski. But just doesn't do it often enough, isn't fit often enough. It's West Ham win, Spurs are 3 points off relegation, and Archie Romero doesn't want to stay at the club anyway. That's true enough, yeah. Dylan Leeds' goal was VAR'd, but it was given. Okay. Daddy-O, I honestly don't see Spurs winning many more games this year. I think Wolves is it. Burnley. They've got to play Burnley, haven't they yet? Chelsea goal and Everton goal needed. Jag says Pedro Porro is so frustrating to watch. He does the same thing over and over. Cross that hits that first defender, and when he finally gets one past the defender, he over-hits it. K2, Key, do you think we'll bottle the title? Do I think you'll bottle the title? No. No, I don't think you'll bottle the title. I'd like you to bottle the title, but I don't think you will bottle the title. I'd be amazed if you did at this point. You've got something that City don't have, which is depth. Strength in depth. I think City could argue they've got maybe a better first 11 than Arsenal. But beyond that, it's Arsenal's bench that'll win them the league. And that's usually the case, to be fair. And that's going to be the interesting thing this summer, actually, because I think there's a lot of players on that Arsenal bench who will be looking and going, I don't want to be here next year. I don't want to be sat on this bench next year. I want to be playing regularly. And there's a lot of Arsenal players who could go and play regularly elsewhere. Are they going to be satisfied? Especially someone like Eze, for example. He's gone back, boyhood club, isn't going to get a kick. He isn't going to get in the England squad. He's left out quite frequently. I don't think he'll be happy with that. I think 1 year he goes permanently. I think Lewis Skelly's probably going to be knocking on the door. Archie, Tottenham are performing at relegation level right now. If West Ham kick on, there's a chance. Everton in the area. Bournemouth, great defending. Get up, that's a penalty. You must be joking me again. Look at that. Get it away. Good lad. Oh, what a flick. What a flick that is. Over the top. And ball, sir. Connor says, can the ref just blow the whistle on the West Ham United game already? Sarah says, Liam, Chelsea got a pen that shouldn't have been one either. And Wonder less where's DCL key? I don't know. Is he starting tonight? I don't know if he's playing or not. I would assume he is. Who scored the 2 for Leeds? Okafor and Nemecha penalty. So tonight, Calvert-Lewin, is he on the bench? No, he must have maybe picked up an injury. Yeah, maybe it's just an injury. I don't know. Maybe it's like a suspension. I have no idea. Reese, I think Leeds to go down is one of the few predictions you've made that seems strange to me. Playing so well, fighting together, out to win, scoring goals, and the small of us and Wolves at home to come. It's not the prediction necessarily. Like I said, I don't think Leeds are out of it. I never said Leeds to go down now. I'm not. It sounds like I'm backtracking, but I'm really not. I said Leeds at the start of the season, didn't I? I said Burnley, Leeds, and West Ham were my 3 to go down at the start of the season, before a ball was kicked. As the season's gone on, there's been peaks and troughs and different ones, and recently I've said I think the only 2 that I can hang my hat on and say for absolute sure are going down are Burnley and Wolves. They're the only 2 that I'm happy to commit to. For the 3rd spot, it genuinely could be one of like 3, maybe even 4. But the only one that I think Leeds do get pulled back into it. I don't think they're not as far away as you think. Whether or not they actually go down or not, I don't know. I wouldn't be. I don't think West Ham go down though. And I'm honestly not that confident Forest are going down. The way Forest have been playing recently, They were shite at Leeds on Friday night, but before that, they've been playing quite well. So, mixed bag, Forest. Mixed bag. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is ill. Ah, okay. Calvert-Lewin's ill. K2 says, who's dominating in this United game? There's not really been anyone dominating in it so far, I'll be honest. It's been quite, it's quite tame, I guess. We are about to kick off for the second half in just a few minutes. Simon, West Ham United is at home, gents. Let's not forget that. Come on, Leeds and West Ham, says Sir. Brendan, do you think Frank will get sacked if the result tonight stays the same? Listen, Thomas Frank is definitely walking a tightrope, isn't he? He's definitely walking a tightrope. He's getting to the point now where I don't think they should sack him, but I think they might. I'll say the same thing with Arne Slot. I don't think they should sack him, but if it gets to the end of the season and we're not in the top 5, then I think they might. So, yeah. David Moyes and Alan Irvine not looking too happy on that Everton bench. Archie, the way Farker was given 2 games to save his job against Liverpool and Chelsea, then goes on a great run. There's too much belief now for them to go down. You could be right. Chelsea have scored 3-2, says Vicky. Chelsea have scored, allegedly. Have they? Oh, Vicky, you've killed me. You've killed me, Vicky. They've not scored. As if you've done that. As if you've done that. LFC J, Carl Ladd, how are you? How are you? I'm good, mate. Thank you. I'm really good. More importantly, how are you? ZG, who do Liverpool even bring in? Surely Alonso is their only option. I mean, he probably is our only option. Our only realistic option. There's talks of Luis Enrique. There's been talks of maybe Andoni Areola. There's been talks of... I just think Liverpool at the minute, we're going through a massive transition and we need a wartime manager. Right? You need a wartime manager. You don't need a manager who just needs a particular sort of set of an environment to do the right thing. You need a manager who is used to coming in and dealing with, for less of a better word, shit. And Arne Slot did exactly this at Feyenoord. Literally exactly this. This has to be Bournemouth 2-0. What is that pass? Oh, that is unforgivable. Who was that who played that pass? Number 26 for Bournemouth. You're going on my shit list, you. Who are you, number 26 for Bournemouth? Number 26 for Bournemouth is... Was it? No, it wasn't Toth. Who was it? Who's number 26 for Bournemouth? Enes Ünal. Enes Ünal. Absolutely shithouse. I can't believe he's just done that. They were one-on-one. All he had to do was play the right way to pass, and Bournemouth would have been one-on-one with Pickford. Now there's 7 minutes left here. And Everton might well pinch an equaliser. Disgusting. Brendan, he's on the edge, I agree. Not sure they should sack him, but think he'll go now. What are Spurs' expectations, though? That is the main problem with Spurs as a football club. They're not aligned. They're not aligned on expectations. None of them are, it feels like. If you ask Spurs fans before the start of the season, what are you expecting? What do you want from your team? I guarantee you'd have had a proper mixed bag of answers. You'd have had some say, I think we should be finishing in the top 4 with this side. You'd have had some saying, well, I think we can hit Europa League. And you'd have had some saying, well, I mean, listen, we were basically relegated last year. If we're in the Champions League, we've not really got the squad to finish in a Champions League place, but maybe we could do like mid-table while playing in the Champions League. Mid-table might be fine. That would have been a realistic person. New manager, that's always difficult. New managers very rarely come in and just immediately, like, across a full season, smash it. I think a realistic Spurs fan would have said mid-table. And they might still get mid-table. There's a long way to go in the season. But something's not quite right. Something's definitely not quite right. Daddy O says, does Alonso play 3 at the back? If so, have Liverpool got the depth to do that? We haven't got 3. Yeah, we haven't got 3 centre-backs. We haven't got 3 centre-backs. So no, Alonso wouldn't work. Brendan, do you want to get Zelensky in to replace Slot? Jag, their expectations of their signings do not match. Oh, timer. Christ, yeah, timer. Have we only just spotted that it's half-time? Well, it's nearly second half anyway. I really need to get back onto the second half because we're not going to be able to watch the final few minutes of Everton, are we? I'm going to have to put United back on. Let's get United back on. Okay, here we go. West Ham against Manchester United. Come on, the Hammers. I'm fed up of these bloody Mancs. Yeah, they're back out. They're coming out the pitch now. They're coming out in the tunnel. Come on, West Ham. K2, Gay would have been perfect for an Alonso system. I mean, it's still not necessarily proven that he can play in a back four. Sarah, and you forgot the quiz. To be fair, we're not doing a quiz tonight or tomorrow purely because we're watching games at the same time, aren't we? So it's a bit of a weird one. It's always a bit of an overlap on these midweek games. So yeah, we're always going to be watching footy. So I don't think quizzes are necessarily the right thing. Gamer Guru says, "Come on, you West Ham, Leeds, and Newcastle." Sesko on the bench. LFC Jake, I'm good. Everton 2-1 down and with a red. Spurs 16th. Archie, if you're in charge of the club and you have Alonso or binning Klopp, surely you'd bin Klopp. Alonso turned Leverkusen into Invincibles. He did, but I just don't think he's the right fit for us. He doesn't play the sort of system that we play. Right, United have started the second half very, very quickly. For the love of God, keep them out, West Ham. Can't be having an early goal. They'll fall to bits, West Ham, if they go behind. We need West Ham to get through here to the latter stages of the game and keep it at 0-0. Cavander, Muntu, Man United 2-0. And Gamer Guru, how's the United game been so far? How's it been so far? Crap. It's not been great. We've not really seen too much in the way of clear chances. No flashpoints, no penalties or red cards or any real talking points. There was I thought there was a call for a penalty for West Ham, but apparently I've been laughed out the country for saying it. K2 says, Key, have you seen Inglorious Bastards? That's a bingo! Yeah, of course I have. Of course I have. Love a bit of Inglorious Bastards. Riley, who do you want to win? In this one, Manchester United, not. West Ham, all day. All day, every day, I need West Ham to win this one. Good play there by Tati Castellanos, holding it up. Unlucky. Support the unsupported children. Love that username. So far, Man U need a goal. They do, yes. They definitely do. Fungad Sitoli says, Man U 2-0 West Ham. Class film, that's a bingo. Ryan Lamb, expressions going mad. Daddy also, speaking of new managers, I'd love to see Cesc Fabregas get a big job. Yeah, Cesc Fabregas is probably one I'd be maybe more inclined to give the job to than Xabi Alonso. I think, if anything, I'd prefer Fabregas to Alonso. Kuram, give that poor guy a haircut. No chance. No chance. We need Leeds to get a point here against Chelsea. If Everton get beat and then United draw tonight, Liverpool win tomorrow, all of a sudden, we're back in it, baby. We're back in it. Rohale says, hi, I checked if you were live, but it said scheduled for tomorrow. Then further down, I found you're indeed live. I have got a live tomorrow. Yeah, we're live for Sunderland tomorrow. Must have notified a fair few people because there's a few hundred people in the chat. But yeah, don't forget, listen, I'm live tomorrow for Sunderland against Liverpool. We're live on Thursday for Sunderland against Arsenal. Why do I keep saying Sunderland against Arsenal? Brentford against Arsenal. Sunderland against Liverpool tomorrow. Brentford against Arsenal on Thursday. If you like these live watch-alongs, then you need to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, because that's how you're going to see more of these showing up in your feed on YouTube and Twitch and TikTok and everywhere else, wherever you are watching this. Card for Iraola. Daddy-O says, I think it's fair to say if a game is on, Key will be live. That's it. If there's a game on, I'm gone. Archie says, bro gets to keep kicking the dead horse till it stops spitting out money. Ryan says, wasn't Fabregas linked with the Chelsea job? He was, yes, he was. West Ham now counter-attack. Souček over to the right-hand side for Bowen. Bowen, he needs to put a good ball in here. They've got a chance if they can find the right pass. Souček! Yes! West Ham! They're in front! It's Souček! Oh, yes! Whoa! Put it away, baby! No haircut tonight! Come on, West Ham! Whoa! Brutus the Barber Beefcake says no! It's absolutely on tonight for West Ham, and they're in front. It's Thomas Souček. Yes, I love it. Get in there, West Ham. They've hammered United. It's a hammer blow to United's top 4 hopes. We're on their tails. We'll be winning at Sunderland tomorrow, and we are going to be in front of these by the end of February. Easily. Ball down the right-hand side. Jared Bowen finds the right cross, and Souček near post. Who told me that keeper was a top 3 in the league? Pfft, no chance. No chance. Oh, yes. Yes, buddy. Gamer Guru says, nothing says United more than fumbling to West Ham. Let's go. Oh, I love it. Put them Clippers away. Archie says, each time United get close to getting 5 in a row, bro, sponsorship goes up. He loves it. He loves it. Good lad. Do all you can. Daddy-O says, I just heard the vibrations and thought you pulled something else out then. Hey, get your mind out the gutter, Daddy-O. Gamer Guru, who the F said the keeper is top 3, huffing glue. Well, I said that as well. I said that's a ridiculous shout, but yeah. Top 3 goalkeepers in the Premier League, apparently, Senna Lamans. Not had to do much to get that, like. 1, 2, 4, can't even beat 17th in the league, and he was winning the league last week. 18th. 18th, West Ham. Sarah says, but Key, let's be real, United's defenders are just as bad as Liverpool's. Worse. If you was doing a combined 11, what defence would make it in? If all of our defence is fit, it's Frimpong, Van Dijk, Canate, Kirkes. That's it. None of United's back line's getting in ours. And Alisson's not getting... You're not dropping Alisson for Senna fucking Lamans, are you? Money Mona says, as a Sunderland fan, I want West Ham just so the other lad doesn't cut his hair. Yes. Stick around. We're live for Sunderland Liverpool tomorrow, mate. ZG, new manager bounce only lasts so long. Yeah, 4 games long. Perfect, that, innit? Perfect. United stands like... Do you know what? I can imagine him, to be fair. And I like him a lot, by the way. This is not a dig at him. Somerville's in here. Go down, lad. Oh, why didn't you go down? That should have been a penalty, that. Offside. I tell you what, if he'd have gone down there, that would have been very interesting. Because Somerville beat United round the back there. I think he might have just been offside. I thought he might have just been offside, actually. K2, but I thought they were in a title race. Not quite in a title race, no. Spurs going down. Delict's better than Canate. Fuck off. Behave yourself. Delict is not better than Canate. No, I'm not having that in a million years, mate. There's a reason why Canate is probably going to go to Real Madrid in the summer. Don't care what anyone says. He's been a bit naff this season. And that might be for a number of reasons, but the way that he's been this season is not a reflection of who that guy is as a player. He's unbelievable, Ibrahima Canate. There's a reason he's going to Madrid. Sanchez, we're building Frank a statue at the Emirates if he gets Spurs down. And K. Jones says they were trying to argue De Ligt is better than Saliba at one point. Yeah. Like I said, De Ligt... Is De Ligt even in United's best 11? I don't think he is. I genuinely think United's best centre-back pairing is these two, Martinez and Maguire. I don't think De Ligt gets in United's defence unless they're playing a back 3, which they were under Amorim. But no, I think United's best 2 defenders are the 2 they've got in there right now. Oh, get it out. It's over to the right-hand side. Bruno Fernandes hung up. Great header away. Only as far as the low strike and cleared away. Good block. Wonderful stuff. How's Palmer missed that? Go look at the Palmer miss. Has Palmer missed a shocker? Far post, straight out of play, I think. Is he? Brian Mbeumo recovers it. Palmer's just missed a sitter. Rohale says Trent went to Madrid and wrecked his career. Many others have too, such as Hazard. Yeah, I mean, I can understand it. Once you've gone to Madrid, it's kind of that, like, you're at the pinnacle of your career, so it's not a surprise some players go there and maybe don't kick on. There's plenty of Liverpool players who've done that. Some players arrive at a club and think, right, I've made it. I've got nothing else really to achieve. Ryan Babel said he did that at Liverpool. Yeah, we signed Ryan Babel. He was like one of the best young wingers in Europe. Massive reputation. People thought, like, you basically signing the next Henry here. And do you know what? There was definitely moments with Ryan Babel where he was like, fucking hell, he could be a real player, him. But he said he felt like he got to Liverpool and felt like he'd made it and his head wasn't in the right place. Daddy O says, as an Arsenal fan, if Arsenal win the league and Spurs go down, you can turn the simulation off. I'll be happy. Yeah, the Matrix wins. Everton lost. Yes, get in there. Come on, the Cherries. Much love to the Cherries. 3-2 Leicester, says Julius. Gamer Guru. Hazard, as good as he was also very lazy, and I don't think that goes down well at Madrid. And Rohale says, some go to Real Madrid and rarely play. They've got a lot of quality and can't accommodate everyone either. It's mad to me that Trent Alexander-Arnold is... I mean, it's funny in many ways, because he said he was going there to win the Ballon d'Or. But it's mad to me that he's literally on the bench. Like every game. They've signed him on a free. Maybe it was a bit of business from him. I said this in the summer. Maybe they're doing it because it's good value, because they know they can sell Trent back to a Premier League club. Manchester City will pay 70 million for Trent in the summer. They need a right back. They will pay 70 million for him, I'm telling you. They'd pay more than that. They might even pay 90 million for him. Trent Alexander-Arnold at his peak, how much was he worth for Liverpool, to other clubs? City would do that, no danger. That's a foul, ref. That's a foul, ref. That's a shocking foul. And a yellow card for Delo. Thank you, sir. We'll have a yellow for that. He's chopped him down there. ZG, it's like Lucas Leiva was a promising number 10 when you signed him, turned him into a 6. Yeah. I mean, I love Lucas Leiva is one of my favourite ever Liverpool players. He was one of them you could just rely on every single week. And he also, when he came into the side, because everyone thought he was like a Gerrard replacement, and he never was that. He got booed. He got booed by the home crowd. I was at the game as well. He got booed coming on the pitch. Liverpool needed a goal, and we took someone off and put Lucas on, and he got booed coming on the pitch. And from that moment on, it's like half the crowd booed him, and half the crowd were looking around going, I don't like that. And from then on, he was like an absolute fan favourite. Chelsea have drawn, and Archie says Trent couldn't hold his head up again if he went to City. I'm telling you, that's where he's going. I'm telling you, that's where he's going. Trent Alexander-Arnold to City. Heard it here first. Brendan says Babel had some great moments. Remember a mad Champions League game against Arsenal where he'd done some great and awful things. Yeah, he's done that a few times. The goal against Lyon in the Champions League as well in about 2009. One of the best goals I've seen. Rocket. Dallo heads it away, won back by Somerville. He's an absolute lightning box, if there is such a thing. Spark in a box. Great turn, unlucky. That's out of play. That's going to be a throw into United. Tottenham have lost. Does that mean that Thomas Frank loses his job? What do we think? Do we think that's him out at Spurs? Liam Manny says Palmer should have scored and you would put your house on him scoring. And Gamer Guru says if Trent goes to City, he'll never be allowed to set foot in Liverpool again. I mean, listen, it won't be quite as bad as Michael Owen. Michael Owen went to Real Madrid, went to Newcastle, went to Man United. Yeah, Michael Owen can set foot in Liverpool. He comes back and does punditry at Anfield, and he's played in sort of Legends matches. Torres too. Torres went to Chelsea. And that was much worse than anything Trent's done. The only difference is with Trent is that he's a local lad and he grew up supporting the club. So it's almost like we expect better of him. Like we've got higher standards of Trent than we did for Torres. So when Torres betrayed us, it's not quite the same. 3-star, start clearing your desk out, Dice. He's got to win tomorrow against Wolves, hasn't he, 3-star? Got to win tomorrow. Callum says might have been United and Chelsea's weekend, but it could be Liverpool's midweek. Benjamin Tesco warming up. Every little helps. Come on, West Ham. I love the fact. I absolutely adore the fact. I genuinely don't think they lose tonight, United. This is the crazy thing. I said it was going to be a draw. I think it'll be so much more disappointing for them if they draw tonight in a weird way. Like a loss is like, oh, it's just one of them games and it's really disappointing. But if it's a draw and they come so close to winning it, it's like snatching victory from the jaws of defeat, or the opposite way around, isn't it? Jaws. Snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. I'll edit that bit out. Joe, what a win. I thought we were all over the place, Key. Well, you have been all over the place. You've got 4 defeats in the last 5 going into that one. So you were all over the place. Let's call it for what it is. Ryan Lamb, 3-all, Southampton. Rohale says United have got a club card discount on Sesco. Luke Shaw about to take a free kick here for United. Opportunity to put the ball into the box. West Ham relatively organised. They've got a very high line. It's a very central free kick, so it's going to have to be floated in. Just got to hope that Hermanson can come out and claim it. Maguire headed back across the edge of the box. Diallo and Burmo. Good defending, really good defending. That from Tati Castellanos, defending from the front. And I tell you what, do you know what? He has added a massive amount to West Ham since he's come in. Fair play to the lad. He's already added real energy from the front. I think that's been a really important signing that for West Ham. Look at the intensity that guy has offered from the press from the front there. I mean, he's just given a foul away. It's another free kick to United. But he's just pressed the life out of United. They know they can't rest easy on the ball. And that's massively important to have a centre-forward that's just buzzing around like that. Can't do it all game because he'll be knackered by the time a chance comes his way. But if for 60, 70 minutes he can buzz about that United back line and make sure they can't rest easy, they know the guy's going to be on him, then, yeah, that's exactly what you need from a centre-forward. Here's Somerville. Back to Fernandes. That's really poor from Fernandes. Really poor. Diallo puts it in and cleared away by Disasi. Should be doing better there, Manuel Fernandes. He's got to look after the ball better. Reece, Leicester have surrendered a 3-goal lead against Southampton after being 3-0 in a half hour. Leicester are going to do back-to-back relegations. I'm telling you. They've already had the points deduction. They've got no money to spend in the summer. That's going to be harsh. No! Oh, they've equalised. Casemiro. Is it Casemiro from deep again? Any chance for an offside? He looked like he might be off, maybe. Possible check, and he's going like that, Casemiro. He's going, hang on a minute. There might be a check. Oh. Is he going to be off? Is he going to be off? Let's have an offside for this, ref. Come on. Please be offside. Please be offside. Come on. It's got to be offside here. Let's see. Ah, he's miles off. He's miles off. There you go. United haven't equalised. It's miles off. I knew he was off. I was never worried. Look at that. Even Casemiro knew. He's offside. VAR. That's an easy one, that. There's not even a check. Not even a check on this one. I'm telling you. West Ham 1-0 up still. That one's going to be ruled out. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Can see it from here. No need for the lines. No need for the lines. He's offside all day, every day. His arm's further forward for one. Apparently you can score with your arm nowadays. If you can score with your arm nowadays, he's miles off. I can see it. He's miles off. There's a check here. There's a check going on, Warren. There's a VAR check. United scored through Casemiro, but it is being checked. The lines are out. I think it's offside, and it is offside. Yes. Hey. VAR, it's offside. It's offside. West Ham 1, Manchester United 0. Unlucky. It's offside. Rohale says, Key, I've got a bad but almost certain feeling that United will finish above us, Liverpool. Mate, listen. Put that away. Put that to one side. It ain't happening. Listen, we've watched these jokers for too long. I've watched these jokers for too long to know that that little 4-game run that United have just been on, that's about as good as it gets with these. This mob ain't finishing above us. Not a chance. Coley says the Prem showing again every game is hard to win. No easy games. That's why whoever wins this title deserves it. Just like they did last year, eh, Coley? Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. He's offside, yep. Foxy, big 3 points for the Toon, but wow, how bad are Spurs? And Brendan, why are they checking just disallow it, even if it doesn't matter? Even if it's on, doesn't matter. Yeah. Well, it's a West Ham corner here. There's an opportunity now for West Ham maybe to make it 2. Souček header would be wonderful here. Little Souček header. Go on. Jared Bowen. Bowen's on fire. Get it whipped in. Here we go. Front post. Oh, unlucky. Dropped just nicely in that 6-yard box. Wan-Bissaka plays it back in now. United on the counter. This is a dangerous chance for him. Got to drag him down there. Good lad. Good defending. Oh, my God. What are you doing? Just about got it away. Davey, are you doing Everton against the Manx on Monday? Absolutely, Davey. You know it. I'll be doing Everton United, of course. T-Body says, remember on Sunday, Key said Spurs weren't in a relegation scrap and City weren't in a title race. What exactly are you trying to prove? Again, I still don't think Spurs are in a relegation scrap, and I still don't think City are in a title race. I don't know what you're trying to prove. Sarah says it does it automatically. Oh, yeah, the score. Sorry, yeah, the score just changes automatically. Connor says West Ham need to calm down a bit. They're starting to, or you're starting to panic now. You don't need to panic. It's 25 minutes left. 25 minutes to go. We've got this in the bag, West Ham. Got it in the bag. Here's Amad Diallo on the left-hand side for United. All the way back to Maguire. Posh won 2-1 and now sit 8th. Yeah, big win for Posh that tonight in League One, wasn't it? Joel says Malik Child deserves more credit. Well, come on, mate. Come on. Is this Lenny Yoro coming on? Lenny Yoro and Sesko about to come on for Manchester United. Odd change, it must be said. I wonder who he's coming on for. Probably Maguire. Lisandro Martinez, good ball, headed back away by Souček. It's got to be a foul, ref. Tati Castellanos just pumps it up in the air, and now he's chasing his own clearance here now. Is he going to win it as well? Harry Maguire gets it away. Good defending that from Harry Maguire. I think he's done, though. I think his race is run. Harry Maguire has no chance now. I don't even think he can even get up. Shaw with the ball in. Got to head it away. Well done, Malik Diouf. Now Somerville chasing back. United pretty much down to 10 men here. Harry Maguire's still on the pitch, but you can tell he's not really got the ability to run. It's a great foul. Got to take that foul. Bowen away, and it's going to be a throw-in to West Ham on the left-hand side. Joe, I think we start a little run from here now. I've heard that before from Newcastle. Maguire's going off for Yoro, and I think Cunha is looking nervously over at the bench for maybe Sesko. I wonder who he's going to come on for. Maguire off for Yoro. That's a straight swap. Might afford United to push up a little bit higher. Yoro's got a bit more pace than Maguire, so it just means they can maybe push a little bit more, squeeze a little bit more. Cunha is coming off. That's an odd change. Feels to me if you was ever going to leave someone on, Cunha is a player who can do something out of nothing. He can pick the ball up deep, as we saw against Arsenal. He can pick the ball up deep, beat a few players, smash it in the top corner. It's an odd change, that, for me. He's not been fantastic tonight, by the way, Matheus Cunha, but I think he's got more sort of unpredictability than someone like Brian and Burmo. I would have thought they'd have left him on. It's brilliant stuff by Bowen. That's the stuff that goes unnoticed. That is the stuff that goes unnoticed for me with Jared Bowen. Picks the ball up deep, takes all the pressure off his team, dribbles past a couple and wins a throw-in. He does that every game. Ro Hale says Spurs won't get relegated because there exist worse sides than them and City. No, honestly, I think Arsenal have it now. Castellanos has gone off, and Callum Wilson comes on for West Ham. Last 20 minutes. 20 minutes plus injury time. Excuse me. Rohale says, I don't like it, but I still have a squad equipped to go the distance. There are absolutely no excuses for them. I very much agreed. And Connor Payne says, I think they lose against City. It'll be a Spurs thing to do. I can't see a draw in that game. Tell me Leicester haven't just bottled it. Tell me, sweet Lord, that Leicester have not threw that away. Oh my God. Leicester 3, Southampton 4. They were 3-0 up in the 60th minute. In the 60th minute, Leicester were 3-0 up at home to Southampton. In the 97th minute, Shea Charles, former Manchester City player, has scored a winner. They've won 4-3. Southampton 4-3. What an unbelievable game that is. Leicester City are just all over the place at the minute. What a horrendous setup it is at the minute at Leicester. Since Marty Cifuentes left, I think they all thought that it would get a bit better, but Andy King, it's not been much better at all. And obviously with the points deduction now, that leaves Leicester level on points with Blackburn. Blackburn are in the relegation zone in the Championship. Leicester are level on points. That's not a foul. Get up. Get up. It's going to be a corner. As if you're asking for a foul for that. Oh, they'll claim for anything, this United lot. Leicester have played a game more than Blackburn and they're level on points with them. It's not even a corner. It's not even a corner, that. It's not even a corner. Do you know what? They'll score off this United. He's give a goal kick. Thank God. He's give a goal kick. Jabba, I have no sympathy for Leicester. I think Leicester are getting relegated. It's certainly looking that way. Certainly looking that way. I mean, to be honest, listen. Between Blackburn in 22nd and Charlton in 18th, there's 4 points. 4 points separating 5 teams. It's anyone's race at the bottom. Anyone from 5. And I wouldn't necessarily even exclude Sheffield United out of that, the way they played last night at times. Rohill says clubs like Blackburn and Sheffield United or Sheffield Wednesday aren't coming back to the Prem anytime soon. It's a shame because I quite like Blackburn. Excuse me. Danny, high key, great point for Leeds. Fantastic point away at the Bridge, yeah. I had Chelsea to win that one quite comfortably, so I have to say I was wrong, yeah. It's going to be a goal kick. Sesko giving it away. And it has finished. It has finished at Leicester. Leicester 3, Southampton 4. I cannot wait to see the highlights of that one later. Leicester 3, Southampton 4. Imagine being 3-0 up in the fucking 60th minute of the game. You're 3-0 up, you lose 4-3. That is absolutely outrageous. Spaticatello, I think you don't like Man U, but I think they're going to have a comeback. I don't like Man United. I don't like Manchester United, but that's because I'm a Liverpool fan. That's nothing against Manchester United as a club. I think they're a great club. They're a very, very well-respected club. But I don't like them because I'm a Liverpool fan and they don't like us. That's how it is. That's football. It is how it is. Real Life says within 3 points now, Tottenham. And Davey says whoever backed Southampton to win after the 60th minute, you were getting 125s. Jesus. Adam says with all the club points deduction, the Premier League have backed themselves into a corner with 115. I can see City v Arsenal ending 0-0, honestly. That's going to be a massive game at the Etihad, isn't it, in a couple of weeks? Or a couple of months, rather. Here's Lenny Yoro. Come on, West Ham. Hang on. Hang on. Forzinki, I'm buzzing. One of the best performances I've seen in a long time from Newcastle. Good to see Elanga finally find his form. It's about time. Paid big money for him, but he's always been a good player. I think it was only a matter of time before he did kick on. Hearts 1, Hibs 0. That's a massive goal. Huge goal at Tynecastle. Hearts 1, Hibs 0, 89th minute. Oh, the Edinburgh derby. I tell you, I bet Tynecastle has absolutely erupted there. Absolutely erupted. Hearts now 6 points clear of Rangers again. Big, big important win, that one. That might give them the confidence. Huge goal for Hearts. K2 says, I genuinely started to think Spurs will go down. And Rohale Key, as soon as you mentioned Charlton, I got nostalgic. I remember collecting Merlin football stickers for the album. Yeah, Charlton. I remember Charlton playing with, was it Martin Pringle, their centre forward, and Clive Mendonca. That was the old Charlton when they were first in the Premier League. Forzing Key, what do you think of JJ? Who's JJ? JJ, who's JJ? Adam says Newcastle United just need players through the door. That's why they paid 50 for Elanga. And Forzing was the goal offside. The United goal, the Casemiro goal was definitely offside. There's no doubt about that. 100% it was offside. Let's go West Ham Alona, says Onowabile. Yes, love that. No haircut today, baby. Yeah. Joe says lovely signs tonight, and with Trippier pushing hard to go celebrate to the away end. If that doesn't mean something, I don't know what does after the speculation this week. Certainly means the players, or at least some players, back him. At the very least. His senior players back him. West Ham, here's Bowen into the penalty area. Pulls it back. Good defending that by Lisandro Martinez. He's a good defender, him. He, like I said, Carragher and other players have given him stick about maybe not being the right build for the centre-back and all that, but he's a fabulous defender. If we're just talking about his ability and how he reads the game, and yeah, he's a really good defender, Lisandro Martinez. JJ is Jacob Ramsey's nickname. All right, okay. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we talked about him earlier, mate. I don't think Jacob Ramsey's a particularly £50 million player or whatever it was that you paid for him. I don't think he's that value, but you know, you've paid the big money for him. You've got to try and make it work, and I don't think he's any more than, if you've got ambitions of being a Champions League club, I don't think you have Jacob Ramsey starting. I think Jacob Ramsey's a squad player, and he's a lot of money for a squad player. Strike, good effort that from Sesko. Probably the first bit of bright signs from United, that actually. Good bit of movement. Ball got played into Sesko's feet. Took a touch out of his feet and had a shot on goal. Bit of a tame shot, but still, shot on target. And that's the first sighter for Benjamin Sesko. We shall not be moved. Ringing around Tynecastle, says Mad Pup. And Sarah says Chelsea's game is full time. I said they'd draw. You did, didn't you? You said they'd pick up a point tonight, Leeds. Angela says, hello, so happy for the draw of Chelsea as it stands. Man United also losing, it's going to be great for us, and Everton has lost. Come on, Reds. Yes, Angela, love that. Another red in the chat. Sam Elvis says, I can see Tottenham going down. And Adam says, West Ham, hold on, we're almost there. Luke Shaw over the left-hand side, big chance for United. And Burmo, miles wide, we'll take that. Rohale says, something's wrong with my messages. Messages weren't going through. It said invalid request. Maybe try and refresh the page. Daddy O says, Martinez gets mocked for his size, but he is same height as Fabio Cannavaro. And he weren't bad back in the day. No. Sarah says, Key, just a Kotcher, I think. A Kotcher? A Kotcher? That's in JJ. Oh, JJ Okocha. Sorry. I was thinking to myself, JJ Okocha. Yeah. Ishmael thinks it's 2-1. And Forzing says, have you seen me want to sign Tyler Morton? Do you know much on him, as I believe he came in your academy? He's a good player. Yeah, I always liked Tyler Morton. He played well in the Championship for Hull and for Blackburn. He was a very decent player in the Championship. I don't think he's ever really kicked on at Premier League level with us. He had a couple of games for us here and there, but yeah, he's gone to Lyon and started doing really well in France, but you've got to take it with a pinch of salt. He gets a lot of time on the ball in France. Great bit of defending that from Wan-Bissaka. Last 15 minutes here at the London Stadium. Adam says, huge difference between Martinez and Cannavaro. I was going to say, it was high praise, that, wasn't it? Very high praise. Here's Ahmad. Back to Delo. Delo with a terrible ball over. And Bowen wins it. Luke Shaw puts it back in. That's going to be a foul, I think. No, it's an offside. Hearts 1-0. Southampton v Leicester 4-3. Yeah, Ollie, unbelievable that, isn't it? Daddy O says, shame on everyone for nobody saying so good they named him twice. It's just said that to me. What invalid request? Must be. Maybe it's a YouTube issue. I've not changed any of the settings or anything. I've no idea. Foxy says, can't believe clubs let Bournemouth have a clear run to sign Ryan. Schoolboy recruitment from other clubs. Would any of... I mean, I'll be honest. That's the first I've even heard of him. That's the first I've even heard of Ryan. I had no idea who he was until I heard Bournemouth was signing him. I mean, that's not really that surprising because I don't really pay an awful lot of attention to the Brazilian league. But that said, he's only 19. He's only 19. He's not played for Brazil. He had a good season last year for Vasco da Gama, didn't he? Got 20 goals in 57 appearances at 18 years of age for Vasco da Gama. I mean, that's a pretty good record for Brazil, but yeah, I mean, how much did he pay for him? 24 million quid. 24 points. That is going to look like a bargain in a few years' time, innit? Foxy says, can't believe clubs. Oh, we've done that one, sorry. Thank you, Mr. Marinakis and Edu. Full time, Hearts 1, Hibs 0. Real Life says, it isn't working. Can you all see my messages now? I can see them. I can see them. Forzing, do you see Spurs giving the corner flag Instagram post saying Frank has been relieved of his duties? Possibly. I don't think they should, but I imagine they will. Yeah, I think it's going to get to a point where Spurs, it becomes untenable, and it might well have reached that point now. Here's Somerville down the left-hand side, up against Lenny Yoro. He's got Delo doubling up. They're always very guarded against Somerville. They've got real problems with him. Far post. Oh, cleared away by Shaw. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Ball far post again. It's all the way over to Somerville. Got to get out to him now. Go on, Somerville. Get at him. Into the box. Stand it up. Stand it up. You got players there. Far post. Oh, that's going to be a foul. Adam says whoever is running Tube must be a United fan because you can't see anything about the club. I don't know. Daddy O says, for the record to the Cannavaro comparison, starts and ends with height, and that centre-backs can be shorter and still do a job. Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of shorter centre-backs who've done well. Rohale says, I guess we'll just have to put up with whatever is going on for now. Jabber, I'm on my phone, about every third message doesn't go through. Really? I don't know what. I don't know why. There's nothing in the settings that's changed. I have no idea. Yeah, there's nothing that I've done differently. And I don't really know how I could fix it. So, yeah, I'm kind of at a loss, to be honest. Ryan Lamb says, I hope Frank gets sacked after the Arsenal match. And Forzing says, I'll take the win, but we are cursed, I tell you. Yet again, another injury for Bruno Guimaraes. How long's he out for? Far post. It's going to be a goal kick. It's going to be a goal kick. Yep, goal kick for West Ham. Great defending that from... what's his name? Is it Magassa? Magassa with the tackle. This is a really, really good bit of play, actually, to be fair, because this is exactly the sort of player West Ham needed to bring on. Birmingham have won it late on against West Brom. Oh, my God, West Brom heartbroken. Oh, have they actually? It might have been ruled out. A goal went in, but I think it's been ruled out. 90 plus 7 minutes at St Andrews, and Birmingham, I think, have had a goal ruled out against the Baggies. West Brom they are in a disastrous run of form at the minute. No wins in their last 7 games, is it? Last 7? They're really struggling, West Brom. From a team that I really thought would be up for promotion this season. Here's Mbermo. Ball pumped in. Headed away. Last 10. Big last 10. Spurs fans in meltdown, says Swifty. And 3-star says, this is vintage Forest from last season, but both Marinakis and Edu thought Nuno was not the gaffer to take us into a season that was supposed to be our best ever. How wrong they were. ...83 minutes on the clock. Cleared away. Here's Sesko. Ryan says, Nuno should have never been sacked by Forest. He wasn't even sacked for on-the-pitch things, though, was he? Wasn't he sacked because he had a disagreement with the guy, ultimately? That's a red? That should be a red card for Manu. Oh, I tell you what. You know what? West Ham have been really unlucky in this game. Because I think if a different referee gets this, that's a red card for Manu and a penalty they should have had in the first half. But ultimately, it doesn't matter because they're winning anyway. They're winning anyway. Come on, West Ham. Onwabile says, West Ham must play defensive. Here's Magassa. Here's Souček. All the way back to Disasi. Over onto the left-hand side now for Potts. Just pump it up the pitch, for God's sake. Lenny Yoro. And Bournemouth all the way back to Senna Lamons. Oh yeah, what a turn that is from Lisandro Martinez. Absolutely wonderful play that from Lisandro Martinez. But he puts the ball straight out of play. Talking about his distribution, he's pumped the ball straight out of play there. That was really good play from Martinez. Talk about a sharp turn. Look at that. That's Busquets. That's prime Busquets from Lisandro Martinez. He's just absolutely sent Bowen. He sent Bowen for the newspapers there. He's sent in the shop. Sent in the chippy. FTM says someone ain't getting their haircut. Nope. Nope. Daddy O says Edwin Arteta was said to be clashing. Boy, am I glad they chose to go with Arteta. I know, yeah. That's one, like, divergent moment in Arsenal's history, isn't it? If they'd have sacked Arteta and stuck with Edu, he could have been where Forest are now. Ryan says, yeah, he had a disagreement with Marinakis. And Julia says, how many mins does everyone think? I think at the end of this game, you're looking at a minimum of 6. Minimum of 6. We've not really had too much of a check. I mean, that VAR was maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Xerxes come on for Man United, by the way. Oh, West Ham are through. Oh, Lamons just off his line. Lucky, lucky boy. Far post and straight out of play. That's poor from United. 4 minutes of added on time. You're thinking real life. Rohale says 6 at a guess. 5 for Julius. 8 mins for no reason. Yeah, just for the laugh. 8 for just for the laugh. Oh, crikey. Manchester United fans have been talking too much lately. This is great. Ollie Scarles now launches the ball in and Bournemouth wins it back. Good tackle. That should be our ball. No. Our ball. Our ball. Our ball. I can't even say it. Can't even say it. Can't even pretend that it's not. I'm delighted. I'm absolutely made up. It's fantastic. Here's Bruno Fernandes into and Bournemouth. He's going to go down him here. Strike. Miles over the bar. Is it? Well, he can't. And it's going to go behind for the corner. Behind for the corner. Jabba says Nuno insisted pizza is from Italy and Marinakis wasn't having it. Yeah. Marinakis said no chance, baby. Right, we got 87 minutes on the clock here. Brendan says Nuno was done once Marinakis went on the pitch. Was going to be any excuse to get rid of him after that. And Jabba says, Key, now an Iron supporter. Been an Iron supporter since this game kicked off. 8:15 tonight, I was an Iron supporter. For time, short term. Ball whipped in. Easy that for Hermanson. Well done. Come on, West Ham, keep it tight. We are all West Ham fans tonight. We are all West Ham. But he said, a lifeline for Liverpool if this stays the same. Need a win tomorrow. Listen, we was always going to get a lifeline from United. They were never going to go like the way they've been playing for the last few months. It was never going to be like that. They've got a mistake in them. They've got a result in them like this, United. They won 4 games and everyone's like losing their minds. United fans were saying they were going to win a title race. We know that this United exists. We know it exists. We've seen it so often. People are so short-sighted. They end up getting like a couple of wins, 2 or 3 wins, and all of a sudden, like, oh, they get all excited and they forget about what's gone before. They've got this result in them, United. They do this over and over and over again. Liam says, all West Ham fans, aren't we? Unless you're Leeds, but it's against United, so I'll let it go to that. I was going to say, listen, Leeds are now only 4 points. Leeds, it's 4 points again between West Ham and Leeds. Forest, I mean, Forest need to beat Wolves tomorrow, don't they? Forest, it's never looked more important. Ryan says that was the quickest sacking when Ange got sacked after losing against Chelsea. Sacked him straight away after the game. Right, Kyle Walker-Peters about to come on for West Ham. Adama Traore too. Now United can't leave nobody back. They've got to leave at least 2 back to cover Adama Traore. They've got to go for it now, West Ham. I think West Ham get a second here. I'm calling it now. West Ham get a second here. Adama Traore on the counter-attack. You watch. I'm doing one of the best Tuesday nights I've had as a Liverpool fan. It's great, isn't it? It's fantastic. I love this. To quote a Man United legend, I love this game. Oh, come on. Just keep them out for the last 10 minutes or whatever it's going to be. West Ham 1, United 0. Buddy says Tottenham are getting relegated. The thing is, Buddy, listen, I agree we need to win. But even a point is not like the end of the world. Callum Wilson here. What a bit of pace this is from Wilson. He's in the box. Got to find his mate. Oh, you divvy. Why are you not passing that? Who thought Callum Wilson had that pace? Where did that come from? FIFA need to change his stats. Callum Wilson there. Christ, I thought he was like 74 pace on FIFA. That was like 89. He just channeled his inner Adama Traore there, Callum Wilson. Little bit of burst of pace. Yoro couldn't keep up with him. Little block at the end. And it's a corner to West Ham. 7 added minutes. But we're already a minute into that. 7 added minutes. Come on. 6 to go. Corner to West Ham. Get a second. And then we can all just calm down. We can all just calm down if we get that second. Come on. Let's have it, baby. 6 minutes to go. Liam says Wilson thought he was 25 all of a sudden. Yeah. Ball whipped in. Cleared away. Headed back in. Oh, no. Lammon's straight through to him. Straight through to him. Long ball over the top. United pick the second ball up. Here's Ahmad. Over to Bruno Fernandes. You've got to close him down. Got to close him down. Here's Xerxes. Good pass. And West Ham get it away. That's good football. That's a foul, ref. That's a foul. Here we go. Now Magassa on the counter. They've got a chance here. Oh, what a bit of run this is. Go on, lad. Go on. Pass it in. Adama. Hit it. Oh, what a tackle that is. Who was that? Is that Martinez again? Yoro. He's done well since he's come on, Yoro. That was incredible defending. We've got 5 minutes left to go here. And I tell you what, there's every chance West Ham could have made it 2, maybe even 3. With a couple of counter-attacks late on. I told you these were going to score. Bro Hale says, West Ham don't have a lot of goals in them for another. I'm surprised they've even scored 1, but they did so. Credit to him. Come on. Corner kick here. I keep saying Manuel Fernandes. Matheus Fernandes. Manuel Fernandes was him who used to play for Everton, isn't it? Matheus Fernandes with a corner. They're going to play it short, I think, and just hold on to it here. Fernandes back into the corner. Wins it back. That's going to be a throw-in. Oh, how's he give that to United? How's he give that to United? He'll give anything to these United players. Geordie Rob. How's it going, Geordie Rob? Good result for you, lads, wasn't it? Fantastic result for Newcastle. Listen to that crowd. On Mobile says, come on, West Ham. We are all here to support you. Come on, West Ham. Listen, poor young Frank. Poor Frank at United Strand. He knows he's not getting his haircut now. He's already put them dubbers away. Oh, just wide from Xerxes. Oh, Xerxes. I tell you what, if that had have actually gone in then, they'd have had 4 minutes to get a winner. Can you imagine if I'd have been clipped up doing that? If I'd have been clipped up saying he's not getting his haircut and then they actually go and get it done. Fucking LK, shut up. Shut up. That was inches wide, that. Geordie Rob, we really needed it. Only our 3rd away win of the season. Oh, my. That was close. I'm getting more errors now. Come on, the Irons. Don't jinx it, lad. I'm trying. I just got ahead of myself. I got too excited. I can't help it. Now it's happening, says D. Nickel. I hope not. We got 4. Is it 3? No, 3 minutes left to go. 3 minutes left in this one. Key, don't say anything, mate. Don't jinx it. I'm trying. Just excited. I'm just dead excited. Oh, Ollie Scarls. That's really good defending. No, you can't pass to him there. He's miles offside. Callum Wilson, 1-on-1. He's offside anyway there. He was miles off. It was a poor pass, really, from Ollie Scarls. He needed to hold it. Look at that. Callum Wilson saying to him, just hold it. He needed to hold his run. He needed to hold his pass. Wasn't a bad pass. Just didn't pass it timing right. D. Nickel, why is everyone going so insane over a haircut? Sad fuckers. It's fun, mate. It's only a bit of fun, innit? It's a bit of fun in football. It's good for charity as well. I don't see a bad thing with it. Bournemouth beating Everton as well. And oh, yeah, the Blues have lost. United are going to lose. Chelsea have dropped points. We're going to beat Sunderland tomorrow. It's a perfect midweek. We lost at the weekend, but it's all good. We won in midweek. I think that's what's going to happen. We're all good. Adam, it'll be nice to have the Man United fans quiet again. They've been unbearable. Oh, they've actually scored. As if you've just caught me saying that as well. As if you've just caught me saying that. I was reading a comment out and Sesko's put it in. Oh, and there's 90 seconds left. These haunted bastards can't win it. Oh, please tell me don't. Fucking hell. It can't, can it? It can't. I know I'm giving it the old Mick McCarthy, but it can't. West Ham just look beaten there now. Don't let your heads drop now, you shitbags. For the love of God, you can't let these pinch it. They'll be mega unbearable. That is a stupid finish, that as well. That is an absolutely ridiculous finish from Sesko. Oh, it's a great finish. That's a really good goal. That is a really, really good goal. Fuck's sake. As if I was reading it. You told me not to jinx it. I said I wasn't going to jinx it. I was reading a comment. It wasn't even my comment. And as I'm saying it, they do it. Come on. 45 seconds left. For God's sake, West Ham. Hit it. Go on. Adama Traore. Go and get a second. Adama Traore, inside, good play. That's a foul, ref. Point is good for us. Davey says Sunderland to win 4-3 tomorrow. Don't say that. Fucking hell, they're in again here. Please, no. Don't do this. Please, no. Amad Diallo, get it away. Good lad. Well done, West Ham. That would have genuinely put me on the deck if they'd have won that then. Can't be losing this now. West Ham. Come on. You can't be losing this. It's a long ball forward. And straight out of play on the far side. Thank God for that. Oh, Rohale says, told you West Ham just ain't good enough. Luke Watts, I celebrated too early. I'm partying like mad, says 3-star. Absolutely sickening that. Well, hey, listen, it's what it is. It's all right. It's all good. The haircut's gone. He's got to resettle it. He's got to reset the 5 again, and that's it. He's not getting his haircut. I told you, he's not getting his haircut. That's it. It's done. Put those dubbers away, Frankie boy. It's done, and it is 1-1. I said it'd be a draw. It is a draw. That's it. And it was a very fortunate draw, actually. A very, very fortunate draw. Manchester United, I don't think, if I'm dead honest, I don't think they should have even got a point in that. And I think they should have had maybe a man sent off with Nuno. There was every chance that they could have had a man sent off and a penalty in the first half. But no haircut. The haircut stays is the big news tonight. The haircut remains. Come on, Forest. Let's open that 5-point gap. Forest have to win tomorrow now against Wolves. It's a massive opportunity for Forest. They have to. Forsing says, you watching the Pokal quarter-final? It's an extra time, 1-1. I'm not, mate. No, this is me done for the night. I've watched Everton get beat against Bournemouth for a little bit, and we watched West Ham United 1-1 now. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the night for me. But we shall see whether or not Manchester United... Is this a good point? Is it a good point? Is it a bad point? For West Ham, you'd have to say the same. I think they'd look at this and think, well, we were very close. We were so close. I think form-wise, this won't actually upset West Ham an awful lot because they were flying before this. West Ham, they'd had 4 wins in 5 coming into this game. The one defeat that they had was the Chelsea game, wasn't it? And that Chelsea game was really unlucky as well. And then they've drawn with this one, which again, you'd look at and think, well, they should have won. So arguably, West Ham could be on for 6 wins in 6 if they just hung on like 10 minutes longer across both games. 10 minutes longer, West Ham could have been 6 from 6 and they would have had an extra 5 points on the board. They would be outside the relegation zone. And I think as disappointing as this night will be for West Ham, they'll look at it and they'll be heartened by it. They'll be really made up by the fact that they've been able to play this well against Chelsea, against Man United, a banging form United side. They've been the better team. They've been the better team and they should have won. They've not won. That's not the end of the world. Now, Liverpool, 6 points behind United, but we can knock it down to 3 tomorrow. And we can knock it down to 2 behind Chelsea tomorrow. We have to go and win against Sunderland. We have to win. Absolutely essential that we win against Sunderland tomorrow. And I will be live for it as well, by the way. I am live tomorrow if you want to see that game with me. If you want to watch Sunderland against Liverpool. If you want to watch Arsenal away at Brentford on Thursday. Or if you want to watch Hull against Chelsea in the FA Cup on Friday. I'll be doing a watch-along for all 3 of them. They are the next 3 games we're doing. As you know, we do a watch-along every single day on this channel. If that's your thing, make sure you've liked and subscribed. If it's not and you're just here to take the mick, that's fine too. But as you know, we have a good laugh, we have a good chat. We usually do a quiz every single night at half-time. And yeah, it's been good fun. I've enjoyed it. Sadly, West Ham couldn't quite get the win, which is frustrating. But yeah. I will be back tomorrow. I'll be back at 7:15, same time again. Tomorrow night, we have got... What games have we got tomorrow, by the way? Aston Villa against Brighton tomorrow. Aston Villa against Brighton. Palace against Burnley. Man City against Fulham. Forest against Wolves. So we will be watching the Sunderland-Liverpool game, of course, which kicks off at 8:15. However... we'll be live from 7:15, a full hour before kickoff. We're going to watch one of the first halves of those games. Maybe it'll be City-Fulham. Maybe it'll be Villa-Brighton. Maybe we'll switch between Forest-Wolves, Palace-Burnley. But we'll keep in mind, we'll be watching all the games together. And then as soon as the Liverpool game kicks off, we'll switch over to that. So, yeah, hopefully, a big Liverpool win tomorrow against Sunderland. We'll take that unbeaten record off him. And we're going to smash it. I'm telling you, we're going to win tomorrow night. I feel really confident about it. What do we think about the other games, actually, very quickly? Can we get a couple of predictions in the chat? A couple of predictions about the other games tomorrow. Aston Villa against Brighton. Brighton 1 win in 12. Aston Villa back-to-back home defeats in the league. They've lost against Everton and Brentford at home. 10 men Brentford in that game. Aston Villa, big loss in their midfield as well. John McGinn injured. What do we think about Villa and Brighton tomorrow at Villa Park? Get your predictions in the chat. What do you think? I honestly can't see Brighton losing. I know they lost against Palace the other day, and that will have really hurt them. And there was a bit of booing of the manager, Fabian Hürzeler, but I really think that we'll see Brighton come back and get a point at the very least. Aston Villa just feel like they're all over the place at the minute. Then Palace against Burnley. What do we think about Palace-Burnley? Get your predictions in the chat for Palace-Burnley. Burnley on course for a record 17 games, 17 league games, without a win now for Burnley, by the way. Yeah, 17 games without a win for Burnley. Palace have got a 100% win record against the bottom 3. Giddy Thomas is 7 minutes for what? What in the game, the injury time? Listen, it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, even if they'd give 5, Sesko would have still scored in time. 3-1 Palace says real life. Aston Villa 2, Brighton 0 says Julius. Buddy thinks 1-0 Brighton and 2-2 Brighton says real life. Okay, what about Man City? Man City against Fulham tomorrow. That is probably the big one, isn't it? Certainly at the top of the table. Fulham have lost 3 of their last 4 in the league. Lost last week against Everton at home. They obviously lost away against Man United just before that. And it feels like both late goals as well. It feels like Fulham have kind of lost their confidence a little bit. The confidence has been sapped in the last few games. 3 defeats in 4. So Fulham against Man City. They go to the Etihad. City buoyant after that win at Anfield. So what do we think? Can City get a result? I hope so. I've gone for City 3-0. And then Forest against Wolves is the final one. Obviously, Forest, we know, have to win. Wolves have to win. It's no good. If Wolves have any ambitions at all of staying up, they have to see Forest as probably one of the only teams they can go and win at. There's not many games on paper where Wolves will look at and think, we can get 3 points there. Forest is one of those. So Wolves have to get a result against Forest. Forest certainly have to get a result against Wolves. Even though West Ham didn't get the win tonight in the end. Mame says the ref helped Man U. Look how many faults they did and none given to West Ham. Where did those 7 minutes come from? Why are we so bothered about the 7 minutes? Why does the 7 minutes matter? I mean, even if you say it was 5, even if it was 5 minutes, Sesko scores after 5 minutes, it wouldn't have mattered. Really wouldn't have mattered. Real Life says 2-0 to Forest. Tomorrow night, you're thinking 2-0 to Forest? Yeah, I don't know about the 7 minutes. I don't really understand why the 7 minutes is such an issue in the United West Ham game. Personally, I think it was... I think it was 7 minutes is about right. Michael Geyer, who won? Nobody, mate. It was a draw. It finished 1-1. And Indy says Tottenham are getting relegated, you think? No. Tottenham won't go down. Tottenham won't go down. There's not a chance Tottenham are going down. Not for me, anyway. Real Life says 2-0 Forest. 2-0 Forest against Wolves. Okay. Well, listen, thank you, everyone. I really appreciate you joining. Appreciate you liking and sharing and commenting and being live throughout the chat. NTCSE push says, no way, dude. There was 2 minutes max. Why would there be 2 minutes? There was a 3-minute check for VAR in the first half. There was already checks. There was already... How many subs was there? There was 6 subs, wasn't there? One of the 6 subs. It's supposed to be 30 seconds for 6 subs. As a minimum, you're looking at 5 minutes there. Yeah, how many subs were there? Subs in that game then, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 30 seconds. How many subs were there in that game? 7 subs times 30 seconds. That tells you everything. So there's 3.5 minutes. 3.5 minutes plus 2 minutes maybe for add-ons, for injuries and stoppages and whatever. 5.5, 6 minutes feels about right. 7 was split in hers. At the end of the day, he scored after 5 anyway. Yeah, after 5 minutes, it's he scored anyway. So I don't think you can really whinge about that. K Jonesy says, I prefer them to draw anyway. Makes it feel closer to a win. And fucking take that shite performance. It was shocking, wasn't it, from United? Absolutely shocking in the end from them. But right, listen, I am going now. I appreciate everyone. Make sure you've hit that like button if you've not already. Make sure you've subscribed. We're live tomorrow, Sunderland, Liverpool. Live on Thursday, Brentford, Arsenal. Live on Friday for the FA Cup, Hull against Chelsea. I'll be live every night. As always, you know I do that on this channel. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Take it easy. Have a lovely, lovely night. See you soon.